Welcome back to Heroes in Training. It has been another very long time, but we are back and we are going to start a new arc, the tournament arc, which is everybody's favorite,
Yeah,
always in
always a
every
tournament arc.
show. Tournament arcs are never boring and they can never fail, and they're never convoluted or unimportant, and it's going to be great.
I can't think of a tournament arc that I don't like, even though most of them are dumb and don't serve a
Yeah,
lot of
I
purpose.
just I
They're
just don't
still the
watch
best.
shows that I just don't watch shows that have bad tournament arcs generally. I just don't watch a lot of anime. And like
Did-
every anime has
But
a
I,
tournament arc.
but I
Does
do.
all
That's
anime
what I
have a
mean.
tournament arc?
Basically.
Anything
Okay.
that's like
Any shonen anime,
fighting,
basically, yeah.
like
yeah.
a school related thing in any way always has
Yeah.
a tournament. And
Yeah.
I can't think of one, even though I've seen a lot, that was bad, even or like they didn't enjoy, even if it was
Right.
dumb.
Yeah.
It's
That's the point. It's
you just can't miss with it. It's crazy.
yeah.
It's a trope for a reason.
Yeah.
So let me think. I have a couple of I have a scene for each of you to start off with. So whoever wants to go first. So let me give a quick recap for our listeners, since it's been a long time, since we have like 200 of them that listen every day. So for the last thing that we got basically is the wrap up to the attack on King's Base to rescue Left Wing. And Five Finger Fillet came in and saved the day and rescued everybody. And Marty did like a debriefing with you guys. And then we kind of ended with like a team one heart to heart in the secret lair that kind of became team one secret lair instead of just Bastion and Left Wing's lair to Left Wing's protest. And we also left off with Bastion having gathered data about that guy that could see powers and understand powers, who's trapped in King's datascape. And Bastion sent that information to Marty for him to look into. And then I know that Left Wing was going to have a scene with the computer and try and get information from the computer. So we can start with that if you want to. And then Caleb, Palladium was going to need to roll when time passes to see where your responsibilities are at.
Must be annoying making that roll every second.
Yeah.
In my real life, yeah.
And then for Bastion, I'm going to have Dragon has something he wants to talk to you about.
Still.
Okay. My mundane is a 3. Okay, we're good.
Oh yeah, there you go. So you'll get to shift it then when we get into the throw things. You see.
But the tournament arc part, hopefully that'll change.
Yeah. Does anybody want to go first? Anybody specifically want time to think about their scene?
Oh, I gotta pull up my notes. But
I can go.
All right. Go ahead and roll, Caleb.
Okay. So, yeah, currently my mask is set to mundane, so I got a +3. This should go well.
In theory. Don't describe you winning before you roll.
And what's the max bonus I can get? +4?
Mm-hmm. Correct. Yep.
Mm-hmm. I don't have a move that's... I don't have a condition. Oh, are conditions going away? Did time pass?
Oh, yeah.
Enough?
Yeah, you
Okay.
guys can all get rid of your conditions.
Thank goodness. I was...
Yeah, you were at... Yeah, you were at... I think you were at 5 conditions out of 6 since you had the extra one.
Yeah. I had afraid and guilty.
Clear one, but
Afraid
okay,
and guilty. Oh, yeah.
I'm just double checking to see if there's any other thing that like matters.
I don't think you have anything that
when I commit myself to save someone or defeat a terrible enemy, my relationship.
No.
His relationship's a terrible enemy. Maybe you should break up with you.
Yeah, maybe you should break up.
She's not a terrible enemy. Our relationship's like the abstract concept of relationship. No, okay. I'll go ahead and roll.
All right, that's good. It's good.
I just played some Star Wars Burning Wheel last night, so I'm in like dice stacking mode where you try to find every advantage. Okay, here we go. Hey, well, at least it's a hit.
Partial success. So on a 7 to 9, you've lapsed on one obligation, your choice. So it's school, so like your real person
sister.
school, girlfriend, and sister.
Obviously, it's school. I care the least about school.
Yeah. So this is the second time you've chosen school.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Wait. Let me think about this for a second. Because if I keep balancing it with other ones, she's a different one every time. I'm trying to think if it'd be like more dramatic to do one of the other ones for this tournament arc specifically. Because remind me, we were gonna do like the sister was gonna be at the tournament watching.
Yep, yeah, that's my plan. Is and I'll show that. I'll show that as to how exactly that might not. She might not be seen by you in this first episode, but yeah, she'll for sure be.
I'm wondering if that
present at some point.
What about the sorry, let me talk clearly. What about the girlfriend? Is she going to be involved in the tournament arc? I'm trying to remember.
Probably not, specifically because her dad is one of the people who opposes heroes. So
that's what makes it dramatic. She's sneaking out to watch hero fights, and then she gets.
Okay, I think I might choose younger sister just because we could make it more dramatic that way, to be like, I've been neglecting her, and then so she shows up to the tournament because she kind of knows secretly. I think I like that better, and that way I don't have like a catastrophic failure for school. That's a better way to do it.
Yeah, so you're catching up on schoolwork. You're being present in class, which is something you weren't doing before. Yeah, going on dates, but you haven't been home in a long time, probably because training as well with the team, because that's something we said that you weren't doing last time, is you were neglecting, because you were spurning the team last time when you made this role, because you used it selfishly, used the team selfishly.
Yep.
So I do want to get a scene of you on a date though with your girlfriend, Abigail West.
Mm-hmm.
What's something that, since you are being successful in this, you are not neglecting your obligation to your girlfriend. What's kind of a fun date that you're taking Abigail on?
So you need to dump her and start dating Abigail more. Just saying. Abigail West is kind of choosing the
it's Abigail West.
Abigail West.
Oh, I definitely heard West. And I was like,
joke fails, David.
Man,
you died.
Her dad's name is Adam West.
Arthur West.
Arthur
actually.
West.
Oh, you should have said Adam West.
I know that would have been quite the meme.
Yeah, good question. We've seen so far on screen that we've gone on like park walk dates, and
that's
we and then there was a party.
That's been it.
So this is it probably should be like an actual go to a nice dinner or something. I'm trying to think of
that's kind of what I was expecting.
Yeah, like I guess I'm just trying to think of like what sort of thing she would want to do, because we haven't really seen a whole lot of her character so far. As long as it makes sense to you, like that she would want to go to like a fancy restaurant for a dinner, then that makes sense to me.
I mean, I don't see any reason why anybody wouldn't want to go to a fancy restaurant dinner.
Fair enough.
Unless they're like weird, as long as it's or like food.
They have to pay for it.
Yeah, or they have to pay for it. Yeah. So let's say
so like all dressed up, right?
Yeah, let's say we open up the scene where she's walking into the restaurant and maybe you're waiting at the table for her and like.
Well, yeah. Well, we can probably even say that like I'm waiting at the like host desk, nervously tapping my foot, looking down at my like bracelet, but it kind of looks like a watch right now for obfuscation's sake.
Oh, your armor.
Yeah, I like the little bracelet that it turns into.
I thought it was in your like under your clothes or like in your chest or something like that.
Yeah, I mean it could be kind of cool. Basically, I was thinking like it would be kind of funny if it because I always imagine it as like a bracelet that it turns into, like a bracer or something. So sure. I just think it would be funny to like be like, look, and we all know it's his armor because it's like the same color and stuff, but it's like a watch right now.
It pretends to be a watch.
Pretends to be a watch, right? And
a little transformer. Robots
exactly.
in disguise.
Yeah. Armor in disguise.
That's right.
So I'm like, nervously tapping my foot and looking at the time, and then, we see her walk in the door and wearing a nice dress and whatnot.
Armor in disguise.
I'm
so
in
you
like
have
a-
AIDS.
No, it's not armors in disguises. No, or it's not armor in disguises. There's not an S. It would just be aid.
Yeah, there you go.
Unless you have more than one of them.
Yeah, exactly.
I only have one.
So she walks in and smiles and gives you a hug.
I'm wearing like an actual like suit. It's not like a
That's what I
tuxedo or
figured, yeah.
anything, but like a nice suit.
She's wearing a nice kind of like slightly bedazzled blue dress.
Yeah, I think I was trying to remember the name of my character, John. John looks slightly messy in the clothing. He's not like super tight, like
Oh yeah, definitely. A little bit loose.
The tie is a little bit looser than it should be.
Yeah.
The jacket sleeves are a little bit longer than they should be. It's not a
Does he
quite
comment
good
on
fit.
it?
Me?
Yeah. Does John say like, oh, like sorry, I was in a rush, or
No.
is he like?
No, I don't think he's aware. Okay. It's not a choice. This is like
sure. Yeah.
He does not. He's not this type of person to be like. Most of the time when we see him, he's in sweatpants and with a gas station coffee. So this is he's trying, but like this is the best he can do.
I think after Abigail hugs you, she kind of like looks at the tux, and she's super used, or not tux, like suit. She's super used to like prim and proper society with her dad being a politician and all.
Yeah.
And so she kind of like smiles at it, but doesn't say anything. And you probably don't John probably doesn't.
She doesn't even like just
Abigail's
walk.
Like
she doesn't even step up and like straighten my tie for me.
No, I don't think she wants to. I think she notices, but she's just like, oh,
this is John. Yeah.
Yeah. And go ahead and be seated. And I think
I am, Connor. I'm currently seated.
Yeah. Well, the like they go and seat you, and I think
you said it as an imperative, so
maybe we cut to like during like while you guys are eating.
Yeah.
And I think I had
your notes on her character arc.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
I know you, Connor.
Something
I obviously hold the chair for her.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And I wave off the waiter if he tries to do it. Right? I'm like, no, this is my job.
I think. Okay. Yeah. Let's cut to like in the middle of the dinner. And I think, there's like you guys like she's like telling you a story maybe, and like the end of the story is like, and then he fell and just spilled coffee just everywhere. It was so embarrassing.
Yeah, I laugh heartily.
Yeah.
But I don't know what the actual joke. I don't know why that punchline was funny as a player, so I will not pretend that I. Yeah.
And I think she just kind of like has a moment of silence and just kind of like looks back down at her food, and she seems troubled by something.
Yeah, I say, Abs, what's
up? Nothing. Just good to have you here. I missed you,
I missed you too.
What's your thoughts on...
Ooh, I get like a spike in the pit of my stomach. That just like, that's not the sort of sentence you want your girlfriend to start with.
On Hero Society.
Oh, what do you mean?
I
think I'm relieved that it's not like something about a relationship.
Moving in together or something.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on like taking our relationship to the next level, or marriage, or
I don't know. I guess we never really talk about it, but my dad, he's like the anti-hero guy.
Yeah,
and
right.
I don't know. Sometimes I wonder what you think about that.
Well,
what you think about me.
I I guess I just didn't want to make it into a huge thing. I really like heroes. And it's fine if you think that they should be under more control or whatever, like your dad does. I don't think I agree. I think I like the impulse, the idea that, we want to do what's best for society, and sometimes that means reining in bad actors, but you get a lot of good people that way too.
Yeah, I suppose. Sorry, we can go back to anything else.
No,
something I
no,
wanted to ask you about.
I care about what you care about. Do you agree with your dad? It's fine if you do.
Well, most of the time I do, but sometimes I think the heroes are just trying to do what's best. And when they mess up, I guess I just have a little bit more grace for them than my dad does. But maybe that's just because I'm a girl. And young.
And you're young. And I shrug like, yeah, me too. Maybe we're just idealistic, right? Like that's what the shrug kind of implies. And yeah, like I turn back to my food as if the conversation's over, grab a fork, but then I look back up and I say, my trying to think. I want to like dig into this further in some way, but I'm trying to think of what angle Palladium would take on it. Like imply like, something like my parents loved superheroes and that's why I love her. But that I'm trying to think. I can't think of an actual true statement about my life that wouldn't just be me being I'm a hero, right?
Yeah.
I don't really have a lot of friends or relations that aren't like any of my friends' relations that I could point to would be in on the hero secret.
You could talk about how the Five Finger Fillet guy saved us. You just couldn't leave out the part that he saved you while you were a hero, right? You could just talk about it like you were a regular person in that situation.
I like that. I think that's what I want to do. So I do what I described. I act like I'm going to eat my food and then look back up and I say, a hero saved me recently.
What? Saved you from what?
One of those dime a dozen villains that threatens DC sometimes. It was kind of a blur. Everything happened so fast. But I was trying to do my best, trying to get away, trying to help the other people around me. I didn't want to worry you. This was a couple of weeks ago. I've been thinking about it ever since then. It really, I don't know. Something about the idea of people with that much power, that much skill, that much talent, deciding to use it for good. It feels like more people like that should be villains, right? But like somehow there are so many of them that choose to try to save people instead. And that gives me hope that, maybe, when you are given an amazing gift, maybe there's something in all of us that wants to live up to that, that feels the weight of responsibility and says, I have to be something more. I'd like to think that if I was given an ability like that I'd think the same thing. I wouldn't try to use it for petty reasons. And I don't know, punishing people who have that sort of heroic instinct, whose first inclination when they get a superpower is to go fight bad guys, save the day. Those are special people. At least I've always thought so.
Yeah. I guess you're right. Well, I guess let's hope that my dad doesn't win every part of this political battle.
Yeah. And
then I think we kind of fade out on that.
Yeah. I just get a shot of my face being like,
yeah. Okay, so who wants to go next? We'll cut from there to either Left Wing or Bastion. Left Wing wants to sing with the computer, and Bastion, I'll have a scene with Dragon with you.
It sounded like you said Left Wing wants to sing with the computer.
Maybe he does. Yeah, I don't know. Have you asked him?
I would love to have a musical scene with David.
A music scene. Okay, so I was thinking, wasn't quite sure about how this conversation would come about, other than Dragon maybe just asking you to come to Hero Headquarters.
Well, do phones exist right now, right?
Yes, yeah, like not smartphones, but like flip phones.
Yeah.
So he could just call you and ask to meet.
Yeah.
I
go and meet him.
Okay.
You know what? No, I choose not to.
Okay.
What now, Mr. DM?
I cut over to Left Wing.
I reconsider and then I go.
Okay. We get a moment of indecision, a weak point in Bastion's life, and then he goes and meets Dragon. Yeah, I think when you get to Hero Headquarters, Dragon is kind of waiting outside the headquarters for you. And when you show up, he kind of walks towards you and says, "Come, let's go grab a bite to eat."
Yeah, sounds good.
And he just kind of walks past you, and I think he probably walks to like that Chinese food place that you frequent a lot, that like authentic place.
What was it called?
We didn't come up with a name for it. It's something in Chinese, I'm sure. And then the guy who owns it, he's got a really intricate backstory. Yeah. It's really important to the story, but I'm keeping it a secret for now.
I saw that in your notes.
Yeah. That was in my recap notes. Anyway, I think maybe when you get there,
Wong?
What's that?
Is his name Something Wong?
No. No, it's not. Yeah. When you get there, I think it's kind of like a deli, like a city deli kind of like shop. But when you get there, Dragon asks for like the room upstairs to like go eat, and he's got like a private room that he lets you guys go up, and he brings you your food. And I think Dragon is kind of silent while he's eating for a while.
To break the silence, I'm like, yeah, oh crap. What's the threat system? Is it demon level or red level? Or
red level? Red level is the second highest. Whereas
demon is One Punch Man.
Demon level sounds awesome.
One Punch Man, yeah,
that's One Punch Man.
Yeah,
I got him confused. Like, I'm getting pretty good at surviving red level threats, huh? To try and break the ice.
Yeah, I think he's like eating some like noodles or something, and he kind of like puts the bowl down abruptly, and he's like, "You need to stop being so careless. I'm trying to save your life, you know."
I mean, I didn't choose those missions. The association said, I mean, that's not really, I don't really think that's my fault.
Yeah, he takes in like a deep breath, and he's like, "I'm trying to save your life. All these villains, the reason that I fight is to keep my family safe."
Well, I mean, that's why I fight too. I want to be able to protect you and Mom and my friends.
Why don't you worry? Why don't you worry about getting stronger first? Stop throwing yourself into danger and hoping that you get by.
I mean, if I've learned anything from you, that's the quickest way to get stronger.
Yeah, I think he grumbles at that. He's like irritated that like he's the example and you're using that against him. But I think he kind of drops it. I think he's
like, dang, there's absolutely no defense against that.
Yeah, I think that's where he's at. He's like frustrated about it, but he's like, he can't say anything without being a hypocrite. I think he says, I brought you here because I want to make sure that you are going to. I need you to stay low for a while. Don't draw too much attention to yourself. I'm trying very hard to make this society a safer place for you, and to make sure that they don't get their hands on you. But
who?
The 5. And I think you know who the 5 are, but they've always changed. It's always been different depending on who's alive at the time, and but like the 5 elements are kind of like this mythic group to the Chinese government, especially like you having been a part of their hero program. You can call it a program. But it's always been somebody has always resembled one of the 5 Chinese elements, namely fire, metal, wood, earth, and water, I believe are the 5. And like the Chinese mythic elements.
Yeah.
Yep.
No idea.
So, but I think this is the first you're hearing of this, of them being after you, but you know who they are.
Was that the fire guy?
Inferno? Yes. He's one of the 5. If my what's the word? Not assumption. I think my guess, what is it? If my estimation is correct, Inferno is the most powerful of the 5. And you've already survived one encounter with him.
We should be good then, right?
You've only faced one. And that was with me at your side. If you face one without me, you're likely to die. I don't want you to rush into danger. I don't want you to be like me. Not yet. Wait until you're stronger. And lay low. The more attention you draw to yourself, the more you're in the news, the more you bend the rules, the easier it'll be for them to find you and kill you. And the more attention it'll draw to me.
I kind of do like the nose pinch thing. I'm like, don't we have like a tournament coming up?
You actually don't know about that yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. They're like springing stuff on us. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I think he kind of like shrinks down in his seat a little bit because he's heard a lot of gnarly stories about the 5.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I think maybe he like stands up and comes and like puts like a hand on your shoulder. I think he's maybe like done with his food. And he says, "You are my nephew. I will protect you. I'm doing everything I can to do so. And I would give my life for you to protect you. But I can't do that all the time. I need you to learn to protect yourself, not by running towards the danger, but by staying away from it. Just for now." And I think what his goal is here is to try and shift your labels.
Make my danger -2.
Your danger is -2 right now?
It's -1.
Oh, -1. No, I think. I think he's trying to put superior down and mundane up.
But wouldn't
he's trying to make you smarter. Yeah.
Yeah. The superior,
like, don't run into
superior
danger.
Would be the one to go up. Assessing, hey, you're going to get your butt kicked if you go in there.
Maybe he's trying to turn freak down then, because actually that's like danger is one thing, but freak is like using your powers and trying, like, doing big flashy stuff with your powers. So maybe that makes more sense to try and pull down.
Sure, yeah. His goal here is to try and make you less noticeable. So yeah, we'll do superior up and freak down. Obviously, you can resist this, but he does have influence over you. So that makes this possible.
Do I get a condition if I resist and fail?
Yes, you do.
I'll just take it.
Okay. So he's telling you how the world works or how who you are, and just trying to make sure that you're more careful. Out of concern, not out of he's just trying to make sure that you're safe.
I mean, I'll try, but I mean, if the association keeps sending me after red level threats, I don't know how possible that'll be.
Yeah. Yeah, he says, "Let me worry about them," and just kind of gives you a nod.
None of the teachers show up to the tournament. They all had intense cooking accidents.
Cooking accidents. What do you say anything to that, or?
I mean, I don't. There's not really anything to say. It was too ambiguous to.
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna go and kill anyone.
Oh, so one note is you never have gotten any clarification on what happened with Dragon and Ark, which I'm sure you've heard by now that something did happen. So if you wanted to ask him about it, you could.
Oh yeah, the Ark died.
It's been in the news. Yeah, that Ark died. Okay. The Dragon was the one that killed him. As the official report is obviously he tried to escape, and and Dragon had to kill him. But to some people it looks suspicious.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I'll bring that up. Yeah, as we're finishing up, like, oh yeah, what happened to Ark? I heard he was dumb enough to try and attack you in the ambulance or whatever.
So a long pause. He tries to decide whether he's going to tell you that he murdered.
Yeah, I think.
I mean, Bastion doesn't care that he's dead. I mean, he was a terrorist.
Yeah, that's true. And you punched the crap out of him anyways. So it's like,
yeah. I think he says, like I said, please be more careful. And just leaves it at that.
Can I superior him? Oh, that's
do you want to pierce the mask? Yeah,
I'm not gonna bother. All right, maybe I've got a move amongst my Bastion moves list that's like a page long.
So you haven't used it yet, but you did take the last Doom sign you took is Dark Visions. There would have to be some sort of narrative justification for it, which I generally speaking, I'm using your supercomputer to do a lot of the like the portal, Dark Visions, that kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I don't think he actually cares that much. Like, if someone attacked his family after being arrested, I don't think he particularly cares. Were the ambulance drivers all right?
Of course.
Okay. Well.
Yeah.
This is I think that's the end of the conversation.
Yeah.
This is Jared. This is Jared speaking now. My hypothesis is I accidentally he died of his injuries.
That's what Bastion thinks.
Yeah, well, no, this is
Oh,
what Jared thinks, that he died of his injuries from Bastion, and then on the way to the
Oh,
hospital, and then Dragon was
well,
like, "I'm just gonna torch his corpse and
I
make up the
mean,
story."
Dragon said something about how like he would do anything to protect you, and then it happened,
Yeah.
right? Like, I don't think
yeah.
we saw Ark like dying. Um,
And he wasn't in the back of an ambulance. He was in a prison vehicle. It was like a prison transport vehicle.
I thought it was an
There's
ambulance.
police in the front. You
Because
gave
I mean,
quantum quill to an ambulance.
legally speaking, he has to go to the hospital first.
I think
Unless that's changed.
in terms of laws with like supervillains, they gave him like a power injection, and then they were transporting him in a prison vehicle.
Okay.
So they might have been bringing him to the hospital, but
Gotcha.
That would be funny though.
yeah.
He's like, oh darn, all right, well.
Well, I think it'd be interesting if Bastion thinks that's what happened.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
But that's up to you.
But
I don't think he'd think that.
yeah, I guess there isn't any reason why you would mistrust him.
Yeah.
In that way.
Yeah, he hasn't done anything overtly to lose Bastion's trust.
Yeah.
And he doesn't care enough to look into the death of a terrorist.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you finish your noodles and you walk out, and then we'll cut over to Left Wing. Left Wing, are you sneaking back into the secret layer, like making sure that nobody else from Team One is around when you're gonna talk to the computer about this?
Yeah, I think he's actually going to try and practice his new thing and teleport. Like, I think he has something in his room that's like him sized, right? That he intentionally brought down there.
Yeah.
At some point recently, and like he uses that to get in now.
Sure.
When obviously he has to like reset it because it's going to be wherever he is when he teleports there. But like, I think he's trying to practice the like, oh, I saw this and now I'm going to teleport there. And yes, I think we see him try that. And I think it's, let's see what it was. Yeah, I think it's basically the more things change, the harder it gets. And so because this is stationary, he's still able to do it a little while after. I think eventually like enough time would also make it hard, even if nothing changed. Just because I don't want it to be like you can teleport literally anywhere he's seen. At least not yet. That doesn't seem.
but that's your idea, is to.
Yeah, basically, like the mental picture he has degrades over time, and I guess that's why it's less effective. And then the more it changes, the less his mental picture is accurate, right? So yeah, I think maybe he, we see him, like sitting in a coffee shop or something, right? And he's like straining, like trying to imagine the like. Man, yeah, you seem like straining, and then all of a sudden there's a mannequin sitting in his spot, like a store mannequin.
Nice.
And he shows up in his room, and he's like, "Yes."
Sweet, yeah. I think the computer is just always on in the room.
Yeah.
So it's just sitting in there waiting for you.
Yeah, he looks at it. He's like, like sort of chewing inside of his lip, and then he sits down at it. And he says, do you actually even type commands into it, or you just talk to it? I don't remember.
I think you type commands into it. I think it would have the capability of that if you like had a microphone, but I don't think that's very common these days. I don't know if you think of it.
You don't type commands into it. You type commands into it. You type sentences, normal English sentences or Chinese sentences into it, and then somehow the computer interprets that. So it probably looks like a command, like a run command board, right? Where you would put in that sort of thing. But Jared has just been typing in, do this thing for me, right?
Yeah.
We get like the stereotypical like blinking of the like underline or whatever.
Yeah, the little indicator. Yeah, so I think he says
the computer here.
Yeah.
Does he type that into it?
Yeah.
It says, "Hello, Left Wing."
And then he stops and says, like he starts typing something and he erases it and says, do you have like a real name?
I am a computer.
Yeah, but you're like a supercomputer. Do you call yourself like, I don't know. You're definitely not a normal computer.
Thank you.
See, computer's good.
It says, "Would you like to call me a name?"
If you want to be called a name.
I have no preference.
Okay. I'll think about it. This is can I establish a password? Type setting.
Yeah, I think it says, "I'm uncomfortable with prohibiting my protocol."
The hideout has a lot of new he like sits on new and he says people in it.
Yeah, I think maybe this is a role.
Okay.
I think it would be provoke someone.
Yeah. Okay.
Try and provoke it into like, because you're trying to make it treat everybody else not like a friend, but like a foe, essentially.
It doesn't have to be mean to them. It just has to not look at them.
Right. Or to consider them hostile to it, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to tase them. It just has to not.
Well, yeah, I don't think it will. I was just saying, like, instead of treating that, it's right. Trying to treat them like an enemy of like,
I'm trying to
I should
protect
myself from it. Yeah,
admin privileges.
Yeah. Yep.
I got a
9. Okay, so what? Let me pull up the actual.
Can I spend team selfishly to get a 10 because I? Oh wait, no, never mind. I don't want to do that. It wouldn't work anyways. Because when you spend team selfishly, you just shift labels. You don't actually get bonuses. So.
On a 7 to 9, so on a 10 plus, they rise to the bait and do what you want. On a 7 to 9, you can instead choose 1. They stumble, you take +1 forward against them. They err, you gain a critical opportunity, or they overreact and you gain influence over them. Oh, very interesting.
I don't want any of those things.
Yeah.
I wish there was a way I could have. Yeah, I don't think I can even. Because I think right when you spend team, it just shifts your labels. You don't get bonuses, so you can't actually like I already have a +3. I don't think I can actually.
You could
+4 is the max.
Right, but you don't get a plus. You
don't get
just shift your labels.
Yeah. So you could use team and say someone else shows up and helps you convince it. That's up to you though.
Yeah, I mean if anyone's okay with it. Like I don't know, can I
be somebody from team 1 or it could be one of the players.
Can I have Bastion help me when he's not here? Like can I talk about Bastion and have him help me if he's willing to?
Like talk about him.
Yeah, because like, you could use a team to be like, yeah, Bastion also agrees with this.
Yeah, I wanted to be like, like, don't worry, I'll give the password to Bastion. I just want to make sure you're not, like you're a pretty insanely powerful computer, and I don't want to have just anybody able to walk in here and like, so I'm hoping maybe I can reference Bastion in some way because he's not here unless he is. I don't know. But.
Let me think about that because. I think it's fine as long as Bastion, that's true about Bastion. Yeah. I think that's fine because by spending team, what do you do when you spend team? Anyone working with a team can spend 1 team 1 for 1 to help a teammate, give them +1 to their role. So you're helping them, I guess.
I'll spend the point for.
Yeah. I mean, you can be
but I guess it's just maybe. Like, yeah. I mean, what did you do to help him do this? I guess would be the question. And he's like. He's using you as an argument, but that's not necessarily you helping him.
In my that's true, yeah. In my mind, I was thinking because he's done so much, like the computer's done some pretty intense stuff for Bastion, so I wanted it to be like my argument was like I'll still I'll share it with Bastion, he can use it. Like
that feels more like leverage points than Bastion helping you though. So that's kind of why I'm trying to figure out like if Bastion can think of a way that he's helping you rather than
you could just be here if you want. I mean, it probably doesn't hurt anything, right?
I mean, I can just walk in, I guess.
Yeah.
And the computer maybe is like, "Hello, Bastion." I think it's all just typing this out. Oh no, I think we decided it speaks to you. Or did we not decide?
It did in the datascape. I don't know if it does normally.
Yeah, so maybe it's just typing it out.
So
maybe you're like, turn around, yeah.
And that happens. I turn around, and then instead of typing, I say something. I say, "Can you hear or see us?"
Yeah, I think it says, "Why, of course."
So I don't need to type.
I think it like blinks for a bit, and then says, "But typing is more fun."
Well,
it helps my protocols.
Okay.
Would you like me to no longer prefer typing?
No, I'm just curious how that works. I guess it doesn't. All right. Hey, Bastion.
It's just less processes for me.
Fair.
Come on, left wing. This is how computers work. I thought. Jeez.
Anyways, Bastion, I'm trying to put a password on the computer since the entire city knows we live in here now. Thanks for that, by the way. So,
well, you got kidnapped. Thank yourself.
That's not why they came down here.
I had to save you.
They came down here. They came down here because you led them here with Palladium after you saved me.
But no, we brought them down there before.
Yeah, they told him about the.
We also brought the they
layer before.
Maybe I'm misremembering. I thought.
I mean, both happened.
Yeah,
like,
both
came down after.
Okay, I don't know if I knew
about it. Quantum Pro was the only person that didn't know beforehand, and then Mist and Thunder just told her about it after they rescued
I don't think that I knew that in character, and I forgot that I didn't know that out of character.
I mean, you might also just not have known, and you figured it out just now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, okay, whatever. Regardless, password. I mean, supercomputer. I'd like to have a password on it, but it seems a little hesitant. But you were always on the computer.
Enable password.
Thanks. I look at the computer.
Yeah. I think.
What?
I think the computer says.
That's the password.
I didn't hear what you said.
Bastion rules.
Oh, Bastion.
I think the computer says.
With a Z.
If it would be more, if I could help you, if I can help you more by putting in a password, I guess I have no choice. And says, Bastion rules it is.
Sick. All right, thanks, Sebastian.
Yeah, if you need any more help with the computer, I'm apparently really good with computers.
Every time he talks about computers, left wing shrivels up inside, and he's like, I feel like he's probably had this conversation before enough times that he's given up on it already. So we just see him make like a defeated sign. He's like, thanks, Fashion. I appreciate it. I love this interaction with this computer is the best.
Yeah, it's so good.
All right. Okay, I say, all right, computer, we're gonna practice. Reboot.
It reboots. Actually, no, I don't think it does reboot. I think
it says rebooting.
Yeah, well, I think it like the maybe the screen like blinks on and off, but it doesn't actually reboot. But it just does all the things to you that would make you think it's rebooting. Yeah.
Can I make a roll to tell that it's not like none of its actual like its fans don't die down and like it, you know what I mean? Like can I make a roll to tell that it's pretending to reboot?
Sure. Yeah. Okay. I think maybe just do a general assess the situation. Like if you're trying to just gain more information, because that might not be the only thing you find out about this thing.
Yeah. Okay.
And I don't think that's really an important detail, but that might be a tell of an important detail.
Yeah. Like I get that this thing has like a weird personality. Oh, dang.
Yeah.
But I want to like, I want to like have some more insight here.
So where, hold up.
I should have done this first, and then I would have gotten a bonus to my roll, and then I wouldn't have had to question into this.
Yeah.
I mean, I
thought about that too.
But I actually thought about it too, but I'd already rolled when I thought of it. And I was like, I don't want to like cheat.
Yep. So okay, assess the situation. You can ask 2 on a 10+ ask 2. What here can I use to blank? What here is the biggest threat? What here is in the greatest danger? who here is most vulnerable to me? How can we best end this quickly? And then you have different ones, right? You have different questions you can ask.
None of those questions are actually like things I want to know.
Yeah.
That moves so much.
Yeah. If you have other questions, just think in terms of like more like vague questions like that. And
I feel like anytime I want to know something in the game, I have to find a really convoluted and half accurate way to apply it to one of the dumb things it wants me to ask.
But if you think of a question that's similar to that, but it's vague, we can just go with that too. Instead of like, why is the like, is it actually rebooting? Instead, it could be like what's the nature of this thing?
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm interested in, right? I want to know, like, I don't know. I guess maybe Pierce the Mask is kind of what I'm doing here, as far as like knowing.
Oh, you know what? It is actually.
But I already rolled, and I'm bad at Pierce the Mask, so I'm going to go with this instead.
Yeah. So I think use those questions, but I think if you want to know more about the nature of this thing, it would have to be Pierce the Mask. I think maybe you're assessing the situation, and you can ask some of those more like, what is going on here?
Yeah, I mean, but I'm going to apply these to my like the research I want to do, and then we can,
there you go.
So like, what's the best way in/past? I want to know the best way that I can like get the information that I want out of this computer.
You just ask it. It's just going to tell you to the best of its ability.
Right. I mean, it's clear that it has like I tried to get it to do a password, and it said I don't want to. So like, it's clear that it has some intention here. And so I guess maybe that's what I'm thinking, right? Like I want to make sure that I'm like, if I can phrase it in a way where
so this thing does have a personality,
right?
And it does have things it does and doesn't want to do. It does have like programming.
Yeah. So basically, I want to know how to maneuver its personality in a way that it'll answer me.
Yeah, right? I think what's the best way in/past its protocol?
To sound like I'm helping stuff, right? That sounds like the idea. Like I have to pretend that I'm trying to benefit people. That's what it sounds like from their password thing.
Yeah, I think so. Partly that, but I think I'm not going to fully answer that question because I don't think you'd really get to the bottom of it. There's definitely something else in its protocol that you don't understand. That's not just related to whether or not it helps people. There does seem to be like another side to its personality that just seems like really mysterious to you.
Okay. And let's see. Maybe
you could ask who here is most vulnerable to me in terms of like, what can I research on this computer?
Yeah, sure. That makes sense. What can I get out of it?
What's one of your, let me pull up some of the things you wanted to know about.
Yeah, I want to know about the serum and King and his stuff. I want to know about the files for failed failed serum injections, right? People they turned away for being duds. And then reports on Whisper.
So, okay, the answer to this question, definitely, who here is the most vulnerable to me? The information, we're just going to kind of hogwash this in terms of rolling. I'm just going to kind of be weird and vague about this because this is kind of outside of the scope of what you're trying to do.
I think that's the first
time also the computer
hogwash as a verb.
Whatever. I mean, the idea here of the computer is a vast sea of information and is going to give you a lot of answers. But in terms of what do you get the most clear answers of from this role, it's definitely in regards to the computer or the government.
Okay. Pretty much everything I want to know is government related. So that's good.
Not entirely. In terms of like the secret files on the serum creation, you find those definitely.
Okay, sick.
You find information about that. Not every single secret file on the serum, but you definitely find information about it. You don't find how they made the serum. The computer doesn't have access to that information. That's like way more clearance
not
level.
On a file that can be accessed from the internet.
But
Alien.
You do find like the protocol behind it and like the waivers that they signed.
Yeah.
If we're thinking back to it, both Marty and King seem like they were telling the truth. I think it was just a difference of perspective. Marty was right by saying they signed a waiver they knew what they were getting into, but also the government knew it could kill people.
Yeah,
they just made them sign a waiver.
The main thing I was wondering was there a waiver? Did they know that they were signing up for something that could kill them?
Yeah. So yes and no. You don't see videos of them being told explicitly, but they did have to sign that waiver, which they were supposed to read.
Did I find signed waivers that say this could kill you? I guess that's the main thing.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
All right, that's good to know. And then I guess if we're doing that part already, then he goes in and he says, he's typing access, hit files for. Well, I guess it wouldn't be hit files at this point, right? Because that's a new program. What's the like overarching government program that hit is in? You know what I mean? Like the whole hero system.
So the hit program is the hero system program. They just called it. So like, the hit program is the whole thing. They just rebranded themselves with this new swing of like the next generation of heroes. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So he says, access hit files on, failed serum injections, and, cross-reference failed participants with the foster care record in this period of time, basically like for people our age, right? So basically he wants to find someone who is both a failed participant in the sorry, Gwendolyn just walked in. She's not wearing anything. You're so funny. Love you, Gwenny. You got your kitties? All right. I love you.
Bastian, do you have any questions that you want to ask the computer?
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, he's trying to find out stuff about Soda Pop, right? He's trying to find out if she was telling the truth and like any more information about her. Yeah. And so he's looking for anybody who was both in the foster care system and a reference for failed serum injections, and he's gonna try and use those people to figure out who she is.
Yeah, like you find. Actually, no, you wouldn't. Actually, there is no information. I think the computer even tells you this. Like the Soda Pop does not have a record up until you guys saw her again, and I think the computer comes to the conclusion that any information about her was expunged from the files.
Interesting.
Also, it talks about it says the same thing about King, that any information about King was expunged.
I want to look for files, emails, messages, that kind of stuff that instructed that, right? That are instructing the purging of information. I want to find out why it's gone, right? Even though I can't find the information, I want to know who told somebody to get rid of the information, if I can.
I think it pauses for a second or maybe like a minute. It's like processing and thinking. And then it says, I did find some information about King. It seems like this person, maybe I'll make up a name here. That it finds like a name that of who King used to be. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Alaric. Let me put that in there. And it's or maybe that's Alaric. Is that how you'd pronounce that name? Alaric, maybe. I'll put it in the Roll20 chat. And it says. It basically just starts like listing off some information. It's basically just the information that King told you about, that he helped work on the serum. He grew disenfranchised with the HIT program and then left.
And sorry, how is Alaric, or is that his real name? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Or okay. Interesting. Okay. And then the last thing I want to know is just well, I mean, actually, I want to pull up anything I can on Alaric, but that's probably a whole different thing, right? Like, I want to search that as a real name and find out his past, but
you find nothing.
All right, that works.
Yep.
And then I want to know if there's any official reports on Whisper.
There is
where he is, what's happening there. Okay. Oh, can I find generic files on? This would, I guess, be more like news reports and stuff. So maybe it's, but about people after they were, duds, how they were treated after they are there a lot of complaints against the system for people being like shoved off and ignored? Like, I want to know if there's any other issues, because Soda Pop had said that she was basically just shoved off and dumped out.
I think that definitely seems like a matter of perspective to you when you look into the facts. A lot of people complain, but a lot of people complain about a lot of things.
Well, sure, yeah.
Some complaints seem justified to you, some don't, and it's hard to tell if the justified complaints seem legit or not. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Some people are upset, but then some people say, I have a fancy desk job and I'm a dud, but I work for the government now and I'm well taken care of, and I just have to keep my mouth shut about.
So some of the duds get hired and some don't. Is that the case? Like, just as in regular positions?
That seems unclear to you, but from what you know about the HIT program, that if you had been a dud, or if anybody has been a dud, it's always said that they still stay within the program. So it seems weird to you that she was cast off, but some people say that they were cast off. And so you're not really sure what the truth is.
All right. I want to know who's in charge of making those decisions. That's my last thing. Sorry, I'll stop my last thing. Just be like, literally who's in charge of the thing, like, the person you would meet for that, right? Like, I assume that's.
I think it comes down to the protocols that what's his name set? I forget his name now. The director Nolan. That comes down to the protocols that he set. He's the one that's in charge of that. If you really wanted to get to the bottom of it, you'd have to talk to him.
Okay.
He's the guy that you saved from Shatter, technically speaking, because she had a bomb in the hero headquarters, and that's why he fancies you guys so much.
Okay.
If you want to roll Pierce the Mask on this thing, you absolutely can still. Okay. You know what I meant.
What happens if I fail that? When I fail that?
That depends. I think it's just a GM move.
Okay, there aren't like any built-in.
No built-in Pierce the Mask failures.
I mean, I don't want to screw up my situation with the computer here. I don't want to become not friends or whatever.
Sure.
I think I'm going to leave it alone. I don't think it's worth the gamble.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
The computer will stay mysterious.
Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna try and come up with a name for it, but yeah. All right. That's me. I think I turned to Bastion like, hey, wanna go get a drink?
I got asked the computer question quick. That's the main.
Oh yeah, you bet.
Here.
You bet. Go for it.
Do you stay looming over my shoulder, or do you walk away?
He lingers. He wants to know what you're gonna.
Yeah.
Computer, tell me about the 5.
Ooh, yeah.
Nice.
It I think it gives you the information as to what they can do. Let me go to my personal file on them as a GM.
Does it have their rap sheet of like war crimes?
No, I don't know if it may be. I mean, I'm not going to give you a rap sheet of their war crimes, but it definitely tells you that all of them are very dangerous and have been used by the Chinese government to do atrocious things. Inferno is the kind of like the de facto leader, and it seems to you, after kind of reading their files, it seems like that's true, that Inferno has the most firepower, so to speak. Yeah. And then there's Moontide, which is the water element, and it basically controls water in like waves, in like tide kind of in more of a, instead of like a direct manipulation, he focuses more on like giant waves that he can make, and the computer thinks that Moontide is responsible for a tsunami at a certain point in time.
I like the idea that either I don't know how the serum works, so I don't know if this makes sense, but either the like perception of people in China or the fact that their serum is counterfeit means that they only get 5 kinds of powers, and like the 5 are literally just whoever has the coolest version. Because I was thinking, like, how do they always have at least 5 people who have a power that fits into that profile? But I was like, what if that's the only powers they get, and like they're all like that? Every powered person in China is one of those 5 elements. I just think that would be
fit
cool.
with that.
Yeah, well, he got him from the government, didn't he? Or no, because he was training he
would be kind of like an Earth version.
I just think that would be a cool way to distinguish them. I don't know.
Yeah. Then there's
and Dragon is fire.
Yeah.
Yep.
We already have, the only 2 people we've seen is.
That's an interesting hypothesis. I shall neither confirm nor deny, but I'm not going to hold myself to it. And then so there's Blightbringer, who is the one that is the wood element. He basically can make plants, give plants sentience and make them poisonous.
Not going to make a wood bending joke.
And then there's you just did. Then there's Mercury, which is the metal one, and then he basically can solidify and liquefy metal, and he himself
that's terrible.
Uses the metal. I guess the reports are a bit like conflicting on that, but there's somebody swears that there's some report that basically says that like he put the metal around his body in a liquid form. And then there's Quagmire, which is the earth one, and can manipulate earth, but generally speaking uses mud. Generally, that's the thing he uses the most is mud.
The Chinese supervillain.
No.
Oh no.
But like instead of like Rockfist is more like a stone manipulation, whereas he like softens the earth and uses mud. It's kind of like his combat style.
All right.
So that's the 5.
When did Family Guy air? 1999. I'm gonna call this guy Quagmire. Quagmire is a supervillain from Family Guy. All right, can't wait to make that joke and then immediately die.
So is that all of the information you gather from it then?
Do they all have like pictures?
No, because I don't think. I mean, maybe, but like not clear pictures. So I'm not gonna reveal their images right now. I'm gonna leave that. I want to leave that reveal for when.
There's probably some decent stuff for the fire guy because he was in America flying around in front of.
Oh yeah, you definitely have images of him, but you don't need images of him.
Yeah, you know what you've seen him.
Well, I mean, for Inferno, I was since David's just right over my shoulder.
Yeah. I'm like, who's the 5? 5 what?
Yeah. They're like the Chinese, like elite, and I guess they're trying to kill me and/or kidnap me.
Oh,
yeah.
That seems bad.
Not great.
Yeah. Why is that happening?
I don't know,
that?
Right?
Why that? Okay. Well, it's a good thing we have a secret hideout.
Yeah.
I mean, you probably would assume they want you back because they value your power, right? I mean, the dragons stole you from them, so you could just assume.
I guess. I mean, we left. Maybe they don't like deserters.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that makes sense.
Because at least as of like right now, Bastion doesn't think his power is like the cat's pajamas.
Right. Yeah. But I believe we know that they think you have the potential to make diamonds.
Yeah.
So you're aware that that's why they want you.
Okay. Gotcha.
As long as I'm remembering everything correctly.
Okay.
Well, yeah,
but you don't have to reveal that.
Maybe you should hang out down here more. Maybe we shouldn't get a drink. Maybe we should stay here.
Only one of them's in America that I know of.
Fridge. Which one?
The fire guy.
Oh, the guy who like torched the Yeah,
we fought him.
I guess that makes sense.
We kicked his butt. Yeah, definitely no problem.
Right. Yeah. That sucks. He's still around, right?
Yeah.
Great. Okay.
I think you guys are supposed to report to class.
Mm. Yeah, if we're watching, like, I guess we'll have to have the drink while we walk to class. I'll keep out an eye for anybody flying through the. Hope Dragon doesn't show up because he's gonna scare me now. I'm just gonna see fire in the distance and be like, ah. All right. What do you want?
Are we going to Angel's class, right?
All we've got is Mountain Dew and root beer. What do you want?
We're out of Surge.
Well,
that's why you don't invite girls. They drink all your stuff.
Look, I didn't invite them. I agree.
I've been saying that.
This is on you. The death of our Surge is on you. All right, but I mean, I guess I appreciate it anyways. One of each, I guess. Just throw them a can.
Are you still going on with your silent treatment for Angel?
Yeah, man. He told me not to talk in class. He's gonna get what he wants.
Do we cut to class?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay,
yeah.
All right. Let's go to it should be maybe just the. Let's go to maybe start here. This was the thing I used for the combat class, but this would be everybody that's in the class. You guys meet in the auditorium this time. For what's it called? Publicity class, basically. And Angel is there, kind of waiting for everybody to get in. Are you too late?
Sure.
I'm not going to give you demerits for it, but
I'll be late.
You guys are late, so maybe he's already started. And I think when you guys show up, this is the first time they've seen Leftwing after he was kidnapped. And I think Angel kind of like pauses in the middle of his speech and says, "Welcome back, Leftwing. We're glad to see that you're okay."
Thumbs up.
And I think everybody kind of like stands and looks, and I think slowly people start to like clap, kind of awkwardly but kind of seriously, like welcome back, Leftwing.
Yeah, he starts like awkwardly shaking his hands, like no,
yeah,
I don't want that. I don't know. That's not Leftwing. Maybe he would bow instead. I think Leftwing's silly. Yeah. So I think he just takes a bow, goes and sits down.
Yeah. So Angel says, as I was saying, there have been rumors recently of
real quick. I think before, like, as they were clapping and stuff, I lean over to Bastion and I say, "Man, maybe I should get kidnapped next time."
I don't know if we'd come looking.
Wow.
I give you a look like, what?
Did I do a good American joke?
It's just called
that
a
was
joke.
more of a Chinese joke.
All right, it's just called a joke, Bastion. I don't know if that was particularly American.
I think the word for that is brutal.
Oh, the humor doesn't exist in China. It's all child labor.
Just like before color was invented, Everything was black and white. Humor doesn't
it's not one of the 5 elements. You know?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that we've just reached the edge of Jared's knowledge of China, and so he's just started making up stereotypes.
Humor doesn't exist.
They don't have jokes there.
Somehow I think Jackie Chan would disagree with you.
Yeah, probably.
The funniest guy.
Well, he left.
There you go.
He was too funny.
Yeah.
He wasn't allowed to stay.
The joke police coming like, I'm sorry, Mr. Chan, you have to leave.
Dude, the joke police are a literal thing. If you're too funny in China that's what the whole Communist Party, CCP, is for.
Well, it's if you make fun of the communist dictator, not if you're funny.
Yeah, dude, making fun of dictators is the funniest thing.
I mean, you're not wrong.
There's still an entire range of jokes before that point.
All right, all 3 of you get demerits, and then Angel moves on. No, just kidding. So he starts talking. He says, "There's been rumors of a League of Villains. We're not sure if these rumors are true, but
yeah, it
seems like the popular."
We were there.
Yeah, he says, "Not King and his gang. A new League of Villains.
There are 2 of them now?
It seems that the rumors are suggesting that they're trying to succeed where Tempest failed. And it seems like there's been a bit of fear. It seems like there's been a bit of fear that has started to get in the minds of the people. And so in response to that, since we had already had it planned anyway, we are going to be throwing a tournament with another school."
Yo, what?
It's the first of its kind, and our school will be meeting up with the school from New York to basically put on a game, a show for the people, to show them what the next generation of heroes is going to look like, to show them that the future is bright.
Just repeatedly punching Bastion in the shoulder.
Like super excited.
Yeah.
He says, "So today we are going to be doing some you guys are going to be submitting some costume changes. Anything that you might have or think that you want to change about the look of your hero in order to tell the world just a little bit more about who you are, trying to represent yourself as you are showing the world, so to speak, what I guess revealing to the world your identity, who you are." And maybe Palladium kind of is a little bit uncomfortable about that. But then he goes on and says, and today, as part of our class, we are going to be giving speeches. Each one of you is going to give a speech. And I want you to tell us your identity. I want you to stand before as if the world and tell them, who are you as a hero? What kind of symbol do you want to be for the people? And he says, I'll give you some time to think about it. And I think, he also mentions, also, before you leave today, make sure you stop with Scab. He has all of your guys's, what was it? The equipment forms or whatever, the equipment slips. He was like, true. He has all of your equipment.
I know for a fact that that's inaccurate.
No, he's saying that they've remade it.
Oh, really?
So they've made the stuff again. So you still have your self taser, and Palladium still has his battery, but Bastion doesn't have his carbon fiber armor.
But they don't know we got him back, so now we get 2 of them, right?
No, they know you got him back. That was part of the debriefing.
All right.
What if he didn't say he got him back?
I mean, that just seems kind of silly.
Having 2 doesn't help any. It's not.
Yeah, it's not a mechanical.
Yeah.
I mean, if Leftwing wants to say that he has to, I mean, that's fine. I guess you could keep an extra one on you.
Yeah. I mean, no. It's
I think it's redundant. Yeah. So, does anybody have something they want to Anybody have a speech they want to give, or anybody have an idea of what they would want to say about that?
So for my power suit, just because this is a joke, I submit an exact replica of Palladium's power armor.
Nice.
I'm like, this is what I want for my costume. Thanks.
Yeah. I don't know what he would do about that. I guess they would be like, we don't know how to create that. So did you actually do that with Angel? Like you fill that out and hand it to Angel?
Yeah, I mean, I don't expect to get it. I'm just not. Yeah, I'm just not taking it seriously. I mean,
okay. Is that what Angel gathers from it?
Super armor.
Yeah,
but he knows they can't make it, right?
Yeah. So maybe he's just like, well, I think the look part of it, I think you maybe want to think more about what you want to look like instead of what somebody else looks like.
I want to look indestructible.
But is that your hero? Is that what your power represents to the people? He's just being really like dramatic
and it cuts out and it says invincible on the screen. No, sorry. He just shrugs. He's like, all right, I think it's something else. Well, yeah, I don't have a speech, so
yeah. So I'm going to go through some of these characters. I'm just going to give you kind of one line about what each character kind of says. Maybe I don't have one for each person, but for the heroes, I kind of want to just give like one line of like a summary of kind of what their speech represents, because I do think this is helpful for each of these characters. Like, how do they see themselves? How do they want to be represented by the people? So I'm going to go through some of them, and if I am at a loss for words and you guys have your speech ready, go ahead. Iceblade, his kind of one-line summary is that he wants to be the best. He wants to be the best hero. He's Ash Ketchum, absolutely. He doesn't want to catch them all, but he wants to be.
He does want to catch them. He wants to catch all the villains.
Yeah, he wants to catch all the villains. I think Fuego's speech, he kind of fumbles it. You don't really gather what he wants to be. He doesn't seem to know what he wants to be.
Okay.
Mist, I think, kind of gives like kind of canned answers. She wants to be a hero is kind of what you gather from hers. Polar's shield says that she wants to protect people. If you read between the lines, Flutter just wants to have fun.
Girls just wanna have fun.
Soul
That's a bad
Impact.
reason to put your life on the line for civilians.
Yeah. Which you kind of, she doesn't say that outright. It's more subtle, but if you kind of read between the lines, that's kind of what you gather from her. Is like, I just think you're just having a good time. Is kind of what you gather from her.
It's funny.
I think Soul Impact. I think he says that he wants to be a symbol of what the hero society, what hero society should be like. I think that's kind of what he
bash him like a capybara in every corner.
Shorty and DJ are kind of just like fanboys is kind of what you gather from their speech.
Nice.
Haunting Harmony says she wants to help people. I think Pocket Arsenal kind of has a similar answer to that. He just wants to help people. And Reflection. Not really sure. She seems a bit complex. Her answer seems a bit complex. She wants to be a hero. But she seems. I guess you gather from her that she just seems like a very complex person. Doomseer kind of doesn't take it very seriously, but says she wants to defeat villains. And let me think. Thunder. She's very idealistic with hers. She's like she wants to change the world, and Quantum Quill, I think, kind of has a similar answer to Iceblade. She's like, I want to be a powerful hero be the best kind of a mindset. I think that's about everybody. You're muted.
Thanks. When it's Leftwing's turn, he goes up, he clears his throat, he pulls out a small stereo and clicks play, and he says, "Never gonna give you up." And that's his speech.
Nice.
He just dances vaguely to the song. And then goes back.
Okay. So if you want to roll for this, you can. I don't know exactly. Yeah. You're probably just going to get a demerit, but if you want to try and roll
I'm
see,
making an effort.
Yeah, I don't know what.
It's
how you want that to play out. What?
This is mundane, anyways, right?
Yes, this is mundane.
Yeah, I'm gonna fail anyways.
Sure.
Oh, sick. I did it.
Okay, so what? So okay, let me go to the actual roll though. So you if you're failing on purpose, you're failing on purpose. But
yeah, he's trying. He's not just standing.
Kind of sounds like you're failing on purpose.
No, it does kind of sound like you're failing on purpose.
He means it.
Well, what does he mean exactly? Well, let me read the roll. He's never going
to give you up. He's never going to let you down.
So on a 10 plus, your speech is inspiring and convincing, and it reflects what you've learned, and you get a gold star. On a 7 to 9, your speech is passable, but nothing worth commendation. So this is then on a miss. Tell us how you're unconvincing, not trying hard enough, and lose advancement on the education track, or you insulted/displeased the teacher intentionally or unintentionally and gain a demerit. So I'm leaning towards one of those. That's what you're actively doing.
Up until now, I've just been silent. At least I'm trying. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I don't really know what to say.
I feel like there's like a base requirement for the class and does not involve playing Rick Astley's Never Gonna Give You
I'm
Up.
dancing.
Okay, let's do it this way.
If I was a teacher, I would have given them an A.
Well,
let's do this. Let's do this. I think Angel publicly he's like, he reprimands you. I'm not going to say he gives you a demerit or takes it on the education track. He goes easy on you. Let's say that's what it is with the roll. He sees something in you that like he feels like maybe you are trying, even though publicly he has to be like, this is ridiculous. He has to.
You failed this.
But I think he believes that you are trying to do more, and you're like starting to have a conscience about it. I'd
be happy to have a conversation with him, like if he asks to talk me out in the hall or something. Like I'd be happy to do that if you want to have that scene at some point.
So actually, he's going to irritate you. So basically, what he was saying is, tell us who you are, right? And so he's like,
I'm a troll.
He's like, basically he says, no, that's not. And I think he like is trying to reprimand you, right? And like cuts the music. And then he says, I guess Left Wing isn't anybody.
He just shrugs.
Yep. And I think the room is kind of uncomfortable about it because he definitely seems like very like harsh with his words, like oof. But Iceblade laughs.
Yeah. Yep. See, that's the thing. Left Wing doesn't care what he thinks about him. It was him being so inconsiderate of Bastion that made him mad.
Yeah.
So, he just is like.
I guess all Left Wing wants to be as a hero is a joke. And then as you kind of like,
and then I teleport out of the room. I vanish.
You teleport out of the room.
Yeah, so I become nothing. Like I act like I'm disappearing, and then I vanish.
Okay, sure, yeah. I guess I think he just kind of like rubs his forehead. Do you sneak back into the auditorium? Yeah. I think as the next person's giving their speech,
maybe I teleport to my seat. That makes more sense. Sorry.
Sure, yeah. I think as the next person is giving the speech, he goes over and like asks to talk with you off to the side.
He's not going to grade their speech.
I suppose. Yeah. Why don't we just wait? He'll talk to you afterwards.
I that makes more sense. Class. Yeah. All right.
Please talk during my speech.
Okay. Go ahead. If either of you want to roll, then.
As Bastion goes up, I hand him my music player.
In case he wants to do that as well. So let me see.
Is this a joke?
I'm going to post the roll in the.
Well, I'm going to roll 20 first, and then So I have two ways.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, roll plus mundane.
One's going to be
yep.
success. One is going to be absolute failure.
Yeah, so go ahead and roll plus mundane.
Oh,
Nice.
okay.
All right.
Oh, -2. Okay, yeah, that's a good hit.
You got
Yeah,
an 8 and a 7.
This is the most
7 and 9.
This is the most boring. I don't know which one to choose now.
Yeah.
Yeah. We both had -2 and we both got just
so
barely.
you could do the one that you thought was going to be like good, because remember, exceeding by getting gold stars, you're exceeding expectations.
Okay.
So with you, you're giving a good speech.
Yeah.
You're not giving a crazy good speech or a speech that's worth commendation.
I was almost hoping I would fail this because
it's funny.
It wouldn't have been funny. It would have been poignant. Potentially, he was gonna
Sure,
just do up the whole, just be like stay low key, be like, I'm just a normal guy.
Oh, sure. I mean, that could be more. You could. I mean, your speech is passable. You could. Well, no, it is kind of who you are, isn't it?
Just be like, I want to survive and have freedom.
Well,
yeah, that Angel would see that as a step forward, right?
Well, no, that's what his uncle's telling him to do. Bastion's different.
Sure.
I want to destroy evil.
Goodness
my goal is to take on the crap, I don't remember the word. Pick up the torch of my uncle and beat the strongest villains.
Yeah. I think you kind of stunned the room into silence.
I clap.
yeah. But I think Angel is like, if that is truly the hero that you want to be, the nation will know it. A symbol of fear is just as needed in our society. Not fear to the people and the civilians, but rather fear to the villains. This is an acceptable answer, although do be careful. There's a fine line between justice and vengeance. And I think he's more saying that to like the room than to you, as like,
right.
Make sure that no one's too inspired by this, and he kind of wants to make them see you as an other, but he understands that there is a place for this. Palladium.
Yeah, I think
go ahead and roll first, but
yeah, I the only kind of idea that's coming to mind right now, is just the sense that like Palladium is slightly uncomfortable with the way that he phrased the whole thing, and just be like, show who you are to the world, right? And I'm just thinking about like, we're doing a tournament. Oh, it's probably going to be televised. Oh no.
Yeah.
So if I fail, that's definitely what happens.
You're just really distracted. Don't give a good
speech.
speech.
I'm not really sure what will happen if I succeed, because I don't really have a good idea.
Sure.
Palladium wants to protect people, right? That's like his thing.
Yeah.
Well, remember,
boring, though.
But remember, the idea here, I mean, go ahead and roll, but the idea here is you're trying to show the people what kind of hero you are. But part of the publicity class doesn't have to be the truth, right? That's kind of one of the things he said in the first class.
It's
is
the
like,
image you want to create.
Yeah, it's the image you're trying to create. You don't have to be that image.
Yeah.
You just have to create that image.
All right, well, I'll roll.
It might seem like lying, but there's an importance to it. So your speech is inspiring and convincing, and it reflects what you've learned to get a gold star.
Yeah. I was hoping I'd get passable, because that would be easy. But I do.
But now I think we're tied on gold stars, aren't we?
I think so.
I think you are. Yeah, I was going to go at one. Yep.
Yeah. So I think he's obviously phased
Bastion
by
still has 3. Sorry.
He's phased by the way that he phrased the question. But I think, because this is also like a mundane thing, right? So it's just like being down to earth and like actually.
Well, it's personable. It's personable.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm having a hard time thinking of like
kind
it
of
really should be.
Say.
Yeah, it should be something different than like, I just want to be a hero who protects people. I'd like to tie it into the conversation I had with my girlfriend earlier in the session. I'm just trying to think of like the best way to make this like slightly unique, especially if it's like gold star worthy.
Maybe your speech is less about you and more about what hero society ought to be and how you want to represent what hero society ought to be.
You want to be the standard that helps people to be okay with it, right? To like accept it.
Yeah. I want to be the symbol of peace.
Yeah. I knew someone was going to say it.
Yeah. So it's probably something along those lines. So I think I say like, I was recently talking with someone about the way that people view hero society and the things we do or don't do, the way that we handle ourselves in the limelight. And it made me realize something. It made me realize that there are a lot of people who don't like heroes, who see nothing but problems and trouble whenever we arrive. And so the type of hero I want to be is the person who proves that being a hero is something that who proves that heroes are worth supporting. Heroes are worth trusting. Because there are bad actors out there. There are people who drag down our good name. And maybe, through my example, not only will people look at heroes and see greatness, see responsibility, see truth and justice, but they will also, but the heroes who are tempted to go the way of irresponsibility, to use their powers and abuse them, they'll be ashamed. They'll be chagrined. They won't want to show their faces to the public. They will hide in the shadows as we, drag them out one by one. And I want to inspire a generation of heroes to take this responsibility seriously, to know that everything we do matters to the people around us, to other heroes, to the citizens that rely on us. And if we let them down, we've done more than betray their trust. We've betrayed ourselves.
Nice.
Yeah, I think Angel starts like a clap. After you finish your speech, he's like, well done. Well done. You get a gold star for that. Absolutely. You're definitely paying attention, aren't you?
Now you are.
Yeah.
Okay, so a couple of things. So I do want to get let me think about this.
Oh, did you already copy over my gold star?
Yeah, I did. So I think what we get next is kind of like a montage scene. We'll get that song I posted, Impossible. It's kind of like the song that's playing as this is going on. We'll get like a montage sequence of you guys in different classes, kind of like preparing for the tournament, and we're going to get flashbacks to that, like during the class or during the tournament. Nice. But you guys kind of doing little like training montage things. Mm-hmm. And we'll cut to the tournament from here. But one thing I want to get as kind of this montage is going on is kind of what the rest of the world thinks about this tournament. We get kind of some like news clips of like bunch of like hero fanboys and stuff being like, woo, tournament. Like the world, like this definitely works, right? The world is absolutely, or the nation is absolutely thrilled for this idea. They're like so for this.
Everybody likes some good violence.
Yeah. But there's one person that we see that is not okay with this and kind of represents the other side of things, but it's definitely the minority. Mm-hmm. It's Arthur West. Let me put his photo up on the screen. I do that. It's Shift C, or I can just hit show to players. Right? Did you guys see that?
No.
Oh, there we go. How about that? Do you see him now, or do you just see his character sheet?
Yeah. Well, I mean, his character sheet has his picture on it.
Oh, okay. Well, here, let me do this. There you go.
All right.
So that's Arthur West. So we see him kind of like in an interview or something like that. And let me see. Somebody asks him Of like what's your position on this new tournament that the HIP program is putting out? What's your take on it, Mr. West? And he says, "Did you know that Tempest was only 22 years old when he took the life of Heartbeat? Now, I'm not suggesting that these young sidekicks today are like Tempest, but I am questioning why we're granting young people access to such formidable powers when we've already witnessed the tragic consequences this path can lead to, and not so long ago. Let's consider what we're doing. These teenagers," and we kind of get like more shots of the classes as this is going on. "These teenagers, who are still developing mentally and emotionally, are now being thrust into situations where their competitive drive is pushed to the absolute limit, all on a national stage, televised across the country. We know from experience that even in traditional high school sports like football, young athletes resort to using steroids just to get ahead. And here we're placing our trust in the government to moderate these youth's instincts and to hold them back from compromising their ethics and morals in pursuit of victory in a superpowered tournament." And maybe, I don't think he doesn't say government. Putting our trust in the HIP program is more what he says. "Let me be clear. I am not opposed to all heroes, but I have very real concerns about the current policies in place and about the individuals steering the HIT program. Are they truly looking out for the well-being of the American people, or are they toying with forces they barely understand? This is playing with fire, and we all know how that ends." And the interviewer says, "Are you trying to make a statement about the latest incident with Dragon in the news?" And Arthur West kind of puts out a motioning hand and says, "I have no comment to make on that at this time. I trusted the investigators will get to the bottom of how Ark died." And the broadcast kind of cuts from there. And then we cut to the day of the tournament. And we kind of get like a shot of you guys kind of all walking into like the arena. And I want you guys to tell me, and I have ideas if you don't, what did you change about your costume? What do you look like? And if you want to get that, because I think maybe especially with Palladium, you might want a conversation with Scab as to what actually he could even do, which is basically nothing.
Yeah, I think Palladium is always going to look exactly the same. I mean, It's possible the armor itself can get upgraded at some point and like evolve to look cooler, but like it basically looks the same.
Yeah. I think maybe Scab, as he's talking to you about it, he's probably like talking about how he might make improvements, but you're like, no, you can't.
Well, yeah, like, and part of it is like the armor is malleable and like grows on me basically. So like it's impossible to like add something to it either, because it would just be destroyed as soon as it goes back into my bracelet or
I think he does help you like attach the battery to like the back of your suit. And he tells you like, if you wanted to have a new look, he could help you work on like changing out some of the plating or something like that. Is kind of it's kind
I'm
of
just ignoring that.
But
I think that the only upgrade really is like I have a battery pack that I can connect, and it's basically like I wait until the armor gets created and then I like strap it. I put it onto the back, and the armor is nose to kind of mold around it.
Okay, sure, yeah. For Bastion, he does make you that carbon fiber armor. And it looks sleek. It's so like, it doesn't look like, so like when you, I'm sure you've done this at some point in time, tried to like shield yourself with carbon. We haven't seen it on screen at all yet. But he's allowing it to be a form that looks super sleek and flexible. And probably like very hardened carbon as well. So it's not like some of the average stuff you might like pull from concrete or whatever. It's like extra hardened carbon. And the idea he has is you should be able to like take it, like you need to practice with it, but like taking it off and putting it back on, you should be able to use it as a source of carbon that's just attached to your body, which also doubles as armor and a costume all at the same time. But if you have a different idea, I figured you didn't, but...
And the longer the fight goes, the less clothes you'll have and the sexier you'll look. So
true.
He adds a cape made out of human hair.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Gross.
Interesting. I wasn't expecting that at all. I'm sure it doesn't look like human hair.
It doesn't look like it,
Yeah.
but I mean,
Okay.
and drag the carbon out of it.
Yeah.
It's just such thin carbon strands that it looks like hair, or is it actually hair?
I mean,
I think it's just made out of hair. I mean, some things that are made out of hair, you wouldn't be able to tell.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then left wing. Excuse me. I have an idea for yours, but
I mean, I think. Oh yeah. All I was gonna say was I think before Left Wing had the like old style superhero like jumpsuit thing, and now it's the new style where it looks like it's made out of Kevlar and has like some bulletproof looking shoulder pads and stuff. So he looks a little fightier. But if you've got some specific ideas, I don't really have like a theme in mind visually for Left Wing. So.
My thought was it's all white except for the purple wing on your left arm.
That'd be cool. Yeah. I was trying to think of how I could integrate a wing, but I like that. Yeah.
I figured he would try and put the self taser into your right arm. Yeah. So like it's cool. More like attached to your armor that you can like maybe like push a button on your like forearm and it like pops out into your hand. Okay.
Neat. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. Sounds good. It's probably black though, because the tattoo is like he actually has a tattoo and it's black. Or I guess I could just say the tattoo is purple and then we could just keep the purple.
Oh, that's up to you. I figured the purple just matches your
the character.
Yeah, your character image. Yeah. But that's up to you. I don't really care.
Oh yeah, we'll say it's black and then we can. Yeah.
As in the tattoo is black or the armor
Both,
is black?
Yeah, the armor is white with the black wing and yeah.
Oh yeah. So then the black wing on your like arm is now does it jut out of your armor or is it just like drawn on your arm? I assumed it was just drawn on there, but
we can. Well, actually, I guess we could have the armor be purple and then the wing be black. It would be less obvious, but sure, maybe a lighter purple. And then my thought is like so like on the armor it's painted and then maybe like down the side of his arm is ridged to look like the edge of feathers, right? So it's a very small visual effect, but like it's not like a wing, but it kind of just looks like that'd be
kind of silly.
Yeah, so he's got kind of just like one sort of ridged line down his arm that kind of looks like a wing, the edge of a wing.
So yeah, I think everybody, you guys are kind of like coming into the arena, and I think they list off names as you guys are coming in, right? So like basically people entering one person at a time. So it'd be like Bastion, and he would come in with his cool carbon fiber new look, and same with Palladium and Left Wing. And then I'm going to get there's a couple of costume changes for like some of the NPCs that I thought would be cool. Polar Shield, when she comes out, her new shield is 2 shields that are collapsible onto her forearms. And so as she comes out, she basically pulls out the shields.
Nice.
And Iceblade has some new gadgets that he can hit with his hockey puck or hockey stick. So it's not just like the one UFO looking thing. Now he's got some new gadgets as well. DJ has some drones that Scab made for him so that he can actually like use them to do things. He's got some technology now that he can take with him. So he can actually like accomplish something besides just like being a sideline character that can do stuff with tech. Soul Impact, this isn't in the tournament montage, but like in the class or whatever that you guys are getting all this stuff, Soul Impact is offered like some sleek combat pants, but he refuses. He's like nah, I don't want pants. I prefer the hairy legs. And Doomseer has like combat gloves for better hand-to-hand combat, since she kind of specializes in that. And then Emoticon, we kind of cut back to like the speeches. I didn't mention Emoticon earlier on purpose. His kind of summary of his speech is, and I think he kind of even says it too, is he says, I want to fill in what does he say? What kind of hero do I want to be? I want to fill the shoes that were left by my dad. And then we cut to, he's kind of the last person that comes out of the arena. And the crowd goes absolutely wild when Emoticon comes out, because he is, to everybody, the next heartbeat, whether he's supposed to be or not.
Right.
Everybody's putting that on his shoulders.
Mhm.
And so when he comes out, he's got this all white, like sleek looking kind of thing that everybody else kind of have a little bit of combat armor to him. But there's a heartbeat drawn on the like a heartbeat
Neat.
logo drawn on his torso.
Cool.
And as he comes out, he like when his speech was when he was giving his speech in class, he seemed pretty confident about what he wanted to be. And when everybody starts cheering for him as he walks into the arena, he looks kind of scared.
Fair.
And then obviously you guys get a the next school. We'll just say the next school comes in after you guys. So I'll list off their names real quick so we can use them interchangeably. Let me take you guys to where the phase 1 thing is. So you guys can look at the tokens. I think 124 is a good, like 130, 120, 130 is a good zoom in so you can actually see images somewhat. And then I can drag you to, how do I focus ping? Is that what I do? Yeah, there you go. Focus ping you guys to the characters. Okay, so this here is Alchemist, Bioelastic. Oh, should I pull them up on the screen as I do that, or
Sure,
do you guys want to do that yourself? Okay. This is Alchemist, Bioelastic, Commandment, Bubble Boy.
I love his picture so much.
Yeah, me too. This is Bubble Gum. This is Static. Statue.
He looks so cool.
Shinobi. Soul Shinobi.
Chiseled.
What is this?
I
Remember his name now.
Is that a dinosaur on his headband?
Soulbound Shinobi. That's his name. Who? This guy?
Is that a dinosaur?
I have no idea. It's a symbol. It's a symbol. Next, this is Yin Yang. She comes out and is one of these people, and then in a different place next to her, the person she was fades out, and this other person fades in, and she kind of probably does it a couple of times.
That's confusing.
Yep. This is Green Tiger, and as he comes out, he looks like this little kind of like young boy. And then as his kind of like hero reveal, as he's walking out, he changes into this guy.
Nice.
And then this is Gelatinous. As he comes out, he just kind of melts into slime.
Green Tiger looked like the green giant from like the peas bags with the bags of vegetables.
Yeah, he does kind of look like that. Yeah, as he transforms, he looks really uncomfortable. Okay, so I actually screwed this up. So this here is Commandment.
I was confused. I was like, wait, Commandment's
Yeah. This is Blink, but I just didn't see the ice statue in the background there.
Oh, right.
So he teleports, but leaves behind like an ice statue as he kind of walks in. This is Crippler.
I don't remember him.
This is Null. As he kind of walks through, there's just kind of like a brown yellowish inversion that's kind of like centered on him. Looks very weird and like otherworldly. This is Mirage. Laser Pointer. He probably doesn't show off his power because he doesn't want anybody to die. This is I have to say it in Japanese. Shoot. Oh, where'd it go? It's on her character sheet here. Sukoreto Seiba. Scarlet Saber.
Yep.
Okay.
And they probably just announce her as Scarlet Saber and then say Sukoreto Seiba. And then this is
there's obviously like we get the cutaway to the Japanese news station that's covering this and
Scoretto
Seiba.
Yeah, there you go. And then this is Flameless. He comes out and basically turns into black smoke. That's everybody. So just that's going through that now because that's what you'd see, right? You get a little teaser of what these people are and what they can do. But I'm not going to tell you what their powers are because I want to reveal that in play. And so actually, we are going to get one flashback as this is happening. After the what's it called? I'm going to do a lot of flashbacks this tournament arc, which I'm sure you guys are already expecting. There's
Wouldn't be a
after the
tournament
what's it
arc
called?
without flashbacks.
Yeah. After the costume or the publicity class, after that's dismissed, Iceblade comes over to you guys. Maybe you guys are just hanging out and talking afterwards. And Iceblade runs over to you guys and kind of like makes sure that nobody else is around. And he like says, "Hey, I have something for you guys. Echo wanted me to give this to you," and hands you guys like a piece of paper probably. And it's the like kind of like the hidden secret file as to what the tournament phases are going to be. He kind of gives that to you and like nods, and then just he runs off.
I say Echo wanted us to have this.
Yeah, and he nods and he just kind of like jogs off.
No, I'm like Iceblade. No.
Yeah, he keeps jogging. He's like
Iceblade.
He's like, "Get out of here, losers! I don't want to talk to you."
Isn't this cheating?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm fine with it, but it feels like cheating.
I know what cheating feels like. It just feels like cheating. Yeah, I look down and I'm like, I don't really understand why Echo would want us to cheat, but okay.
I guess maybe he just wants us to win. I don't know.
I shrug. I'm like, well, I've already looked at it, I guess.
Yep. So
it fell in front of me. Oh, wow.
Yeah. The phases are the first phase is like a rescue / combat phase where you're going into a city and protecting civilians, and then trying to combat. I think what it reads to you is inanimate objects. And I think it adds like there's also a third point ranking that will be introduced, but this file doesn't have it. And then phase 2 is going to be like kind of like an oddball type thing where you're going to be protecting a like certain amount of orbs, and each team is going to be trying to protect their orb or unorb for as long as possible. So we'll get into more details of that, and you guys will have more details. The file has more details, but I'm not going to go into all of it yet. And then phase 3 is, what is phase 3? I think phase 3 is the maze.
Oh, yes. The like obstacle course thing, right?
Yeah. Not necessarily an obstacle course. We kind of changed that.
Oh, okay.
It's definitely more of a maze where you're like trying to get to the end of the maze.
Sure. Okay.
And then the last thing is about half of the people that are started in the tournament. Then we'll do a tournament style bracket style tournament 1v1 until there's 2 people left in the finale. So that's kind of what you gather from that file. So you guys have a bit of insight as to what you're getting into. And that's also just a way for me as the GM to make sure that you guys as the players don't have to separate your player and character knowledge.
Yeah, I figured. Neat.
Yeah.
Also, did Angel talk to me after class?
Oh, yes. I forgot about that. Yes, he does. Yeah, he comes over and we'll just cut it into the scene. Okay. So he has to talk with you.
So yeah, I'm like, oh no, it fell in front of me. Oh yeah, okay.
Sorry, I gotta pull up where something else is. Okay, yeah. So he says, sorry about what I said earlier in the class. I meant it, but I shouldn't have said it in front of everybody.
It's all good. Take a little bit of ribboning. I can dish it out. I can take it.
You know, I used to be like you. Right now, you don't think that you're anybody. That your actions don't have importance and that you can just say whatever you want and get away with it. But one day you're going to have to face who you are and decide who you're going to be. And I don't envy your position, because it was the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life. And I think if you don't say anything right away, he just kind of nods to you and turns to walk away.
Yeah, I think he says, he's like, I'm the kind of guy who is going to help my friend when they have a breakdown in class, even if the teacher tells me I shouldn't.
Yeah. He says, good for you. But your friends don't define who you are. That's up to you.
Yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm. And he says, next time, maybe say that in your speech.
I'm not allowed to talk in class, bro.
He says, okay, he like looks over his shoulder and smiles, and he says, I talked with Director Nolan. We changed that rule.
Yeah, he kind of rolls his eyes. Like, all right.
Cool. All right, yeah. So we cut back to the tournament.
I'm looking at Sebastian and I say, listen, the man's a genius. We have Jumpstart, right? All we got to do is take some of his blood, superpower, steroids. Telling you.
You're saying that like as you guys are waiting in the tournament?
Yeah, like as we're walking in, I'm like, steroids, but for superpower.
Yeah. I think you guys kind of all walk into like a I don't know, kind of like maybe like a lobby area that has like two different locker rooms. So you guys can like, you know, get dressed in your costumes, but you guys are already in your costumes. And I think maybe we see like teachers from both classes kind of walk in. And I don't have all of the images for all the teachers from the other class, but I have one. Let me just throw some people up here. I think your guys' teachers are all there. Because why wouldn't they be? And Scab is going to be kind of on healing duty in between phases and whatnot. And then there we go. Oh, we don't have an image for Life Set. That's fine. I do have an image for Life Set, but he's not here right now. I guess that's fine. Here he is. Here he is, Professor Hiddleston. There he is. Yep.
Who's
First
that?
name Tom.
What's that?
Who's
First name Tom?
No, I don't think so. Life Zap. This is one of the teachers from the New York school. He's the person that is responsible for the inanimate objects that'll be in this phase.
Okay, cool.
And so I think probably we'll just say it's Duplicity. Is the one that kind of introduces what's going on, and she's like, everybody, listen up. In this phase, there will be duplicates of myself that you will have to find in this city. Basically, I'm still confused as to how they exactly did this in such a short amount of time, but this is awesome. So we've got lots of duplicates for you to find. Every duplicate or civilian that you find will be worth a certain amount of points. And every one of the enemies that you'll find will be worth a different amount of points based on their size. It is, I think I had a point system for this. I don't remember exactly. This is up to, I might change a little bit of this, but I probably won't.
So wait, just a quick question. We have to find them. We don't have to do anything with them.
Oh no. So you'd bring them to, so you rescue them and you bring them to maybe like the center of the city. Let's say it's this. Let's say this area here. You bring civilians to like a triage area, and if you bring them there, they're safe, and you score points.
The like marketplace thing. I didn't actually see.
Yeah. Okay. And I think she probably is like each civilian is worth 10 points. And then like each little enemy is worth like 1 point, and then there's like medium-sized enemies that are worth like maybe 3 points, large enemies that are worth 10 points, and then there's like extra large enemies that are worth 50 points. And
so
she's like,
huge if we're going with D&D size characteristics.
No, be more like
gargantuan,
maybe
colossal?
maybe gargantuan. I'm not sure. I don't know how many tiles or what now.
How big are they compared to the thing in My Hero Academia that he punches at the beginning?
I don't know the scale to that. Maybe half the size, maybe 3/4 the size, something like that. They're big. Well, but she doesn't tell you how big they are. She's like, I think somebody, maybe you even ask like, how big is it? She's like, you'll know when you see it. And she's but the hit program is telling us, wants us to advise you not to go after the huge enemies. The huge enemies are more there to be an obstacle, but we have assigned a point value to them, just in case. And she says,
so what you're saying is we're all going to go after the huge thing.
She says, if you want to be a rebel and possibly risk your points in the first phase here, you're absolutely welcome to. She says, remember your training. Everything that you've learned in school and in class will come into play in this tournament. Even everything in this phase alone will come into play. So remember all of your training. And I think maybe like Weightless like nudges her, like, you're saying too much. And she says, now the winners of this part of the tournament. Let me go to where I have that written down so I don't mess this up. The winners of this part of the tournament, we will pick the top 4 scorers, and the top 4 scorers in this phase will get an advantage in the next phase. So you want to come out on top, even though none of these phases will be entirely sequential in terms of points. The top 4 scorers will get a top spot in the next phase. Any questions?
I raise my hand.
Left wing.
Are we allowed to fight like each other?
Yes. The most important thing to note about what we're able to do in this tournament is we have 2 instructors here from Europe that the HIT program has hired in order to enable us to let you go all out in this tournament. You put just their, it's just going to give us their tokens.
All Out is the kind of off-brand version plus Ultra for us.
Plus Ultra.
Can you maybe see in their pictures here, or on their character sheets? I just showed to players. Should be able to see. So I think those 2 are going to walk into the room, right? Or maybe walk from like the sidelines. Beacon here has the power to attach basically like a homing beacon to each one of you, an invisible one. After he's touched you and put that beacon on you, he can at any point in time call you to himself, and you would teleport instantaneously to his side. It's 1 use, but we're using this along with 4 Pulse here, who has the power to see life signs into the future. Now, where they're from, they're used as private instructors to allow heroes to train all out without any risk of actual death between 2 sparring partners. We're using the combination of their powers to allow you to go all out with your powers without dying for real. So if you are at any point in time teleported back to Beacon, what it means is that you were about to be taken out of the fight, and you'll be out of the phase for the rest of the match. Or out of the phase for the rest of the phase. You'll be out of that phase.
You'll be out
for
of
the
that
rest
phase.
of the remainder of the time.
Yeah.
Now, I do want to note, in this phase, there are no points given or taken away for combat between 2 sidekicks. But there's no goal. But there's nothing that you'll do to help you along if you are to waste your time fighting each other, but we're not restricting it. If you want to waste your time and lose points, that will be shown by how many civilians you weren't able to capture because you wasted time fighting each other, or how many enemies you weren't able to combat because you were wasting your time fighting each other. In
But
future
if everybody's
phases,
dead, then there's no competition. We just right. I'm just hypothetically.
she says, we've taken this into account. And if you think it's a viable strategy, you can. Just know us teachers think it's not a viable strategy. And that's all.
That's not surprising.
So I would assume that since we knew about this like phase beforehand, we like came up with some sort of plan.
Yeah,
with the three of us.
Yeah, absolutely.
I assume, right?
Yeah.
My thought is I want to find the tallest building.
Yep.
And every time somebody finds a civilian and runs to this thing, I'm just going to switch places with them and then run it. Because I'm also I'm not going to be any help at actually saving people. So then you guys can do the actual saving people.
So also, just as a note, you're all individually scored.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's not based on team.
Right.
It's an individual.
Okay.
So we would want to come up with some sort of strategy where we could all be helping each other to get points constantly, right?
And other people are probably thinking the same thing, but other people might be thinking, I'm just going to go on my own.
Yeah.
I will be right back, but go ahead and discuss strategy.
Yeah, so maybe we get a little flashback to us like talking afterwards. I'm probably just gonna like switch places with anybody who finds people. I'm not finding people isn't my strong suit. Like actually like, getting them out of places and stuff. Probably just steal their stuff. And I guess that doesn't help you guys much, huh?
Can we go to their center area and steal all their civilians?
Well, so it's when you bring the civilian there. You remember in My Hero Academia when they had the like triage save people part of their tournament arc? It's the same. It's about bringing them there. So all that happens is you get a person, you run into the camp, you send them there, you get points. Right.
We could wait at the triage area and just steal all the civilians.
Well, that's kind of what I was thinking. I was thinking I would just switch places with people and then turn in their civilians. But that doesn't. I mean, if it's individually scored, then that doesn't help you guys any.
So just one thing to note that they have been emphasizing to you, and even when the point of the costume importance changes and like speeches class that you guys just were in, what they've been trying to emphasize to you guys about the point of this tournament is how being like a positive like image and symbol to that's what they're trying to teach you, right? Because basically what they're saying is if you guys go into this tournament and that's your strategy, right, would be to just try and take civilians from other people, that you're not showing the world what the HIT program is really about. So they're kind of been drilling that into you of like, be competitive and be winning, but be a good sport and show the people that the new generation of hero society, is for the people is going to be a good symbol. But so obviously you guys can still decide that.
To tell us
but know that if you guys truly are, if that is truly your plan, that's how the world will see your guys as heroes. And
one question I'm thinking, I think we would have like talked about this beforehand, right?
Yeah, we're having a little powwow. I think
Leftwing and I are scheming, and then maybe you.
Well, so I step over with the page still in my hand, and I say. Yeah. Are we going to tell the girls about this? We could have our whole team work together and everyone can get points that way.
Well, if it's scored individually, how are we going to... we're going to have to cut the pie in a lot bigger pieces. And then if other people aren't doing that, or smaller pieces, if other people aren't doing that, then we might just end up screwing ourselves. I don't want to help them.
Just bake a bigger pie.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I nod and I'm like, it's a weird metaphor, but yeah, I think that if we all work together, we can maximize our chances of getting the most people possible and then splitting the points evenly that way while everyone else is running around fighting each other. I think we could, at the very least, score well.
Alternatively, we could take our team, wipe everybody else out, and then just casually walk civilians in for as long as it lasts.
I laugh and I say, to be fair, Left Wing, I don't know if there is a limit to the amount of enemies they could throw at us, right? Like what happens if we keep fighting the enemies over and over again and they just keep sending more?
No, I don't mean the enemies. I mean the other people.
Yeah, but we still have other obstacles to deal with. So what happens if we kill all of them, but we are wasting our time fighting inanimate objects while we're still trying to save civilians?
You get points for beating the monsters. See?
We do?
Yeah, it says 1 point for a little monster.
But isn't it like more points for saving civilians, though?
Well, sure, but if no one else is scoring points because they're all dead, it doesn't matter.
I think there's going to be enough competitors that that's not a viable strategy.
All right. Well, I mean, sure, but if half of the people in the thing are on our side fighting, I don't know.
What I'm saying is, I think we have the best chance if we get Team A together and or Team 1, whatever we're called.
Team 1, yeah. Maybe Team A, whatever.
We get Team 1 together, we be Team 1A, you know? Get Team 1 together and we figure out the strategy that will help us maximize civilians, maximize enemies destroyed, and then we split those points among the rest of us. Or if there's only 4 of us that could go on, or that could get those top spots, maybe we just try to maximize 4 of us, right? We figure out who's going to be the best people to actually maximize points, and we help them do that.
I mean, my vote would be Thunder. She could destroy a lot of stuff.
Yeah, right. We could have Thunder maximize
she could attack
points.
Enemies. Yeah.
We could have you and Thunder destroy stuff, and then...
I mean, did you see what she did to that guy's leg? People. She could just go up to that 50-point guy and disintegrate him. Right?
Yeah. What I'm saying is, I think that not only for our public image, but also for maximizing points, it might be better to get Team 1 on this and all try to work together to score as many points as possible. And Left Wing, if you're itching to fight the heroes from New York, the sidekicks from New York, that could be your job.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. My powers in this situation, I feel like the only thing I'm going to be good for is stealing points. I'm going to switch out with people who've already saved somebody. But like, I'm probably not going to be able to break robots with my hands. And
so just as a clarification, they're not robots. They're inanimate objects.
I'm not going to be able to break inanimate objects with my hands, probably. And
well, then I could go with, or I guess either Palladium or I could go with Thunder, because I'm equally good at saving or killing.
Yeah, and you can be mobile, so can Palladium. Obviously, Palladium can focus on saving people because that's like his thing.
What's your savior, Caleb?
It'll be 3 once we start this, I'm sure.
Yeah, right now it's -2, but I'm planning on using the moment where we were being announced to be like, I was going to say earlier, we just moved past it, but basically I think Palladium the entire day has just been in armor. There's not a single time he's taken off his helmet. He's just been like...
Well, he's also probably terrified of like news reports.
No, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying like, so that's my affirming my identity and changing my mundane to savior.
Yeah.
So I think that's already happened.
3 right now, and I can use it to attack.
Sick.
To you instead of danger.
Nice. So I'm thinking that we bring this up to Team 1 and we say, okay, not all of us could get in top spots anyway. So what if we just try to focus on team pairings that will maximize one of the pairs, like
yeah, but is anybody going to want to intentionally lose? Maybe we should just split off into pairs, like you're saying, and work but not like fight each other, not get in each other's way, help each other out if we run into each other. But I think that makes sense. It makes sense to work in pairs.
Basically, I'm saying, figure out a strategy that will maximize the right people's chances of beating this challenge.
Sure. Well, who do we think makes sense? I mean, I guess maybe let's ask the girls and see what they think.
Exactly.
So maybe we cut to like...
Wait, but right before that happens, though, I say, do you think any of them are gonna like go to the teachers with this and like accuse us of cheating?
Oof, nerd girl.
I mean, the superhero gave it to us. It's not cheating.
That's true. We just emphasize that it's definitely Echo who gave it to us.
Yeah. And maybe we should do that. And then they turn us in. We'll know they're a rat, and we can in the future we'll avoid that.
So maybe you guys all call a meeting in the secret lair.
Yeah,
sure.
The girls show up.
Left Wing's pouting in the corner.
Who breaks the news to them, or do we just cut to where they're reading over the paper?
I assume it would come best from Palladium.
Yeah, I presented it basically as like Echo gave us this. I don't know. I think I'll phrase it as I'm not sure if no.
It's
I'll
legal.
say no. I'll say Echo gave us this. I'm assuming that all the other teams got team leaders got this too, right? So help us prepare for the tournament.
Yeah, I think Miss Thunder and Quantum Cola all like pretty sure this is against the rules. And I mean,
why would it be? If we got it from Echo,
I think Thunder's like, yeah, I don't think Echo was supposed to do this, but I think after we kind of saved his life, that he's maybe just using this as a way to say thank you. I mean, I think we should totally use it. And then Mist is like, yeah, definitely. And Quantum feels like, we're going to be the best.
All fake, and he's trying to make us lose.
And there's just silence in the room.
To be fair, Iceblade gave it to us. He just said Echo gave it to us. So this could just be Iceblade's ploy.
Shut up, Left Wing. Shut up, Left Wing. I know. I look at the rest of them. I'm like, it was made clear to us that Echo gave us this, and there's no reason to assume the other team leaders haven't also been given that. That's the assumption I'm working off of. And if anyone says anything differently, that's the thing that I will tell them.
Yeah. And yeah, so they're all like, sure, yeah.
All right, so what should the teams be?
The teams?
Yeah, we're going to split off in the pairs, right?
Oh, yeah, sure, yeah.
I think what we need to do is figure out who are the best people to maximize points and the best pair, a partner that can help them maximize their points, right?
I think Thunder probably says, I mean, I could destroy entire groups of enemies provided that we take all the civilians out of the area first.
Yeah,
we get like an evacuate team in there.
Maybe the pairings are people who can fight enemies, a person who can fight enemies, and a person who can save people. That's probably the best way to do it.
I mean, we don't lose points for killing the civilians, at least not according to these rules. So, like, you just blow the place up. Talking to Thunder.
Yeah, Thunder says, "Are you sure? I mean, that doesn't really sound like. Are you sure there's not like secret rules or something?"
Yeah, remember last
I think
time
she points to it. She's like, look right here. It says there's another way of ranking here that's unnamed yet. That's got to be some sort of secret, like don't kill civilians rule.
Sure, but that's for the main character. We don't have to worry about that.
I think I think another part of this is going to be the public image that we're sending to the rest of America and to the world. I think it's probably a good idea to stray away from just collateral damage for the sake of collateral damage.
Look, man, the points don't say you lose points. That's all I'm saying. Whatever. Do you. If you don't get enough points because you're worried about killing Duplicity's clones that die when you breathe on them, I guess that's up to you.
Thunder. I think you could convince Thunder.
I don't care.
Oh, okay.
If she doesn't get enough points, then maybe I will. I don't know.
Yeah, so I think we need so Thunder's a good damage dealer. Who other people are good damage dealers?
I mean, Bastion, right?
Bastion's good. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'm basically just good at attack and defense. Anything else, I'm an invalid.
Yeah, so that makes sense. I think. Well, you have a good savior right now, though, right?
Right. He can do both.
That's true. Left wing, you're probably a good. Honestly, I think all three of us are good saviors, right?
I have a 0. I think the only way I can save people is if I steal them from other people because I'll be rolling a different roll.
Yeah.
Which I'm fine with. People can dislike me. I don't care.
Yeah. Because I'm thinking I'm probably also good savior. Bastion's good savior. So maybe we have the girls be.
Yeah. I think we should probably all split into separate teams because, that makes sense. Except for, I don't know if Mist is going to be a good damage dealer. Necessarily.
So, right? She would say that she's better at saving people, but she handles her own in a fight.
Okay.
I mean, we could also have Left Wing just try to mess with the inanimate objects. Like, you can deal with the enemies, whether or not you can destroy them.
Oh yeah, I'm just
in combat class. I don't think she's lost yet. Oh no, she lost to Iceblade because she tapped out. But then
she's at least good enough at defense.
Yeah, we're trying to destroy construct. Okay,
yeah.
Is this like you punch me 3 times and I deactivate kind of thing, or is this like you have to rip steel apart with your hands kind of thing? for the bad guys?
For the inanimate objects.
Yeah.
I think you're destroying them.
So
it depends on what they are and what they're made of.
So I'm under the assumption that I'm not going to just be able to pull apart these machines with my bare hands. So
that feels like a safe assumption.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna bother with, like, obviously I can get around the bad guys, but I'm not gonna fight them. I don't think I'll score any points that way.
Yeah.
So unless I just teleport them super high in the air, I guess I could do that. Can either of the girls fly? Quantum Quill can fly, right? With her.
Yep.
Okay. Except that I have beef.
It might be a fun thing to get new pairings though. Like we could just do the same pairings we've always done, but it might be fun to get new ones. Like I could go with Thunder again. You could go with Mist again.
I actually think Quantum Quill would be my best bet for pairing for me.
Yeah, I think it would be a fun to do to mix the pairings.
Yeah.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So Quantum Quill with Leftwing, then Mist with me.
That makes sense.
Okay, yeah.
And then Thunder with Bastion.
Yeah.
Just like giant area attacks.
Basically, we're just gonna nuke the whole town.
Okay, all right. I think we should jump straight into it then. I think you guys start at the. Let me just gosh darn move all these people. Obviously, everybody is in this too, but I'm just gonna. You know what? No, I'm gonna leave these guys over here. I'll drag them over. I'll add new tokens if I need to. I just want to leave these tokens down here so that you guys can actually see, who the people are if you want to look at them. And then I think we'll have you guys start in the triage center. So kind of like where you want to bring the civilians to.
Right.
And then I think everybody just starts in there, and then they just say that maybe like some siren blares or something like that. And that's the start of the tournament.
Sick. How do we want to do this since we're splitting up players? We don't want to we just want to kind of go through.
I don't think you have to split up players necessarily. You guys could choose a building to all go together, and are all just doing different things.
It sounded like we were splitting up, but maybe I'm wrong.
Is the goal to try and cover as much ground as possible?
That probably makes sense.
Still scoring independently. Right?
The big thing is that we don't want to split the points too evenly, because then we'll probably do fine but not excel. So I'm thinking that we try to maximize each team's point count. So it makes sense. Jared and Bastion and Thunder are just going to try to deal as much damage to the enemies as possible to try to maximize their point count. And then probably me and Mist are going to just try to save people as much as possible to maximize. And then David's pair can be trying to mess with the other competitors. I think that's what our focuses are.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Those are the three different strategies, right? It's save as many people as you can, destroy as many enemies as you can,
play interference,
and then play interference and try to mess with the other combatants so that they don't maximize their points.
All right.
So you are sticking together.
Yeah, we can, but it sounds like, well, actually, no, that's a fair point. We could. I think we should stick together, because if we're doing three different strategies,
one team is playing interference,
right?
The other team is rescuing civilians in an area, and then the last team area attacks the areas that have been cleared of civilians.
True. Right. The only problem is that our team won't get any points for running interference.
That's true.
Unless we are doing it in a way
unless you're helping rescue civilians. Because somebody could rescue a civilian, you just have to bring them to the triage center. So whoever brings the person to the triage center,
I thought the idea was that you're going to be rescuing civilians from the other competitors. So you're still getting points. You're just trying to,
but I won't be with. My point is that if I'm with you guys, I won't be doing that.
Sure. Yeah.
Right. Chances are pretty good. I'm gonna have to look for people to steal people from. Right. Is what I'm saying.
That's true. That's true. But I think in general, the idea is that we're working together and not
that's fine. Sure.
Splitting up in a.
I mean, you can still play interference. So if two groups of people are going to the same building, you can still play interference. But
your group will probably range wider than the other groups will.
I think I'm just thinking the phase will probably play out neater if you guys are all in the same same
area.
Right.
Yeah. So I think I get Quantum Quill and take the high ground. Keep an eye out.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll probably go on top of the buildings, and I'll teleport between buildings, and she'll fly. I'll swap places with her if I need to. And then we'll just keep an eye out for stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think looking at the buildings here, How about we go due north?
Oh,
Wait,
I think
let's assess the situation.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's probably what I'm doing, right?
Who has the best assess?
Well, I have 3 superior, and I did also say I was going on top of the building.
Yeah, that's
maybe
true.
it
I have
makes sense for me
2
to be-
superior, so I can help if you need help. But
Does that make sense, Connor?
Yeah, you can roll.
left wing doing
Cool.
recon.
I think just one person is rolling though. I'm not gonna.
I also have special
everybody roll.
like things that I.
So we're jumping right into the phase, like
Yeah.
the
Yeah, I think. Yep.
it's been called and everyone's running.
Are
Yep,
you kidding me?
Oh no!
At least you can
Nice.
help me. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
wait.
was gonna say
We
some
have
team. I think.
Time is passed, so we'll just reset it to 1. That's fine.
Reset
you
it
guys
to
used
1.
one team earlier, but
Aren't
technically
we
time
working
is still
together
passed since then.
towards a goal? Is there like an influence thing that we can?
Like, are we starting combat kind of thing, right?
No, I don't think so, because that's specifically for like in a fight with a villain. I think it specifies.
I guess.
Maybe we can bend the rules. I think. Hold on.
No, you might be right. Yeah, when you enter a battle against a dangerous foe as a
I
team.
mean, it does say that, but like, I mean, is this a situation where a literal team exercise? You don't get team? Like, that seems dumb. I think you're right.
They are
but
all
it seems dumb.
dangerous.
Let's
We're just not trying to murder each other.
I just want to add. Let's say at the beginning of every phase, we'll add 2 teams to the pool.
Yeah, I think we should just
I like
say that.
We're just going to say you have 2 team. I think it's more fun that way.
Especially because the NPCs, we need team to use them. So like they will have no impact if we don't have team.
Do we have 3 team then? Because we get 1 for the reset and then +2 for the phase.
No, not this time, because Left Wing and Bastion technically did use the team.
Oh, okay.
Earlier, technically time has still passed since then, but since we're in the same session, I'm just going to say
that's fine.
1 team's been used up. So you guys have 2 teams.
And actually, I guess for the sake of using the NPCs, maybe I'll have Quantum Quill. Yeah,
that's fine.
So you guys both get up to the top of the building, like the siren blares. I think maybe Thunder like bends down and like tears up some of the. Oh no, actually, Quantum Quill probably has a bunch of little objects with her now as part of her costume change.
Right.
She probably has a bunch of little pieces of something. I don't know.
She probably just has like 10 million ball bearings. Right.
Sure.
Like,
yeah. Just a bunch of things like that, and so she just carries herself up to where you teleport, and
probably caltrops too. She probably has like a bag of both.
Oh sure, yeah, that'd be fun. And so she, what you guys get up there, and you guys are kind of like back to back. We kind of get like a spinning shot of you guys looking around, and Quantum Quill is like civilians over there, and which building are you guys choosing? Maybe you guys gonna.
I was saying due north.
Oh, due north. So maybe this one.
Yeah. Because, big building, there's probably lots of civilians.
Okay.
Go to maximize their points.
So then by 60, hold up, let me see. What does the move actually do? Take +1 while acting on the answers on a 7 to 9, ask 1.
I want, I guess we're.
What here is in the greatest danger? Who here is most vulnerable to me?
I'm either going to
best send this quickly.
What here is useful or valuable to me for my special questions, or I'll do who is the biggest threat. But I want to score points too, so I'm gonna do what here is useful or valuable to me. I want to look for whatever situation I think would be the easiest for me to like steal points from somebody at the moment and like draw heat away from our guys too, right? I want a target, basically, right?
A target as in another NPC? One of the sidekicks?
A group that I can interfere with in a way that will get me points and then help keep them off, right? Like one that's near our team in a way that it'll help keep them off of them.
Okay, let me decide on who that is.
You should put these characters in a rollable chart.
A rollable chart?
Yeah, just like, I mean, however many characters there are.
Oh,
1D,
yeah.
whatever.
Oh, yeah, I probably should,
Whenever you want to find out for random stuff.
I mean, you can also...
Go ahead.
It's also easy to make a rollable table and then just put in all their names. And then
I think that's what he's...
Yeah.
I think that's what he was saying.
Yep.
Sorry, let me think this through. I think...
See, how many are there? How many are there?
76.
36. Well, last year there were 37. All right,
18. There are 18 of them.
18. Roll.
Yeah, there are 18 of them.
18.
I
love
so
computers.
I think they probably would group up in their teams though, right? So I'm trying to.
Yeah, I got a 3. So that's
get around to that.
Where'd they go? Here they are. That's Blink.
Okay.
If you want to use that, you don't have to
I put him in, and then I think let's do.
Which is perfect. I think I'm literally the perfect counter to Blink. I don't think he can beat me if he uses his power.
Let's take out you. I'm gonna throw him in right away. All right, here we go. Here's the 6 that you see.
6,
like a different team that.
I wanted the best one, not the worst one. I don't want to fight 6 people.
So let's say these guys all you see these guys coming. These guys are probably coming up the stairs here as like a different team
and Bubble Boy on the same team. That's so confusing.
One's Bubble and one's Bubbles. That's funny.
I have a reason as to why they are actually. Okay, so let me get, where are your guys' tokens? Let's add you guys to the page here. Let me get.
I stomp on all 3 of them.
There you
Giant
go.
body.
Thunder and Mist. Okay, so Quantum Quill and Left Wing. Why are you so big?
I don't know. I can't make it smaller.
There you go. So you guys go to the top of this building.
Yeah. I actually kind of figured we'd like go to the top of this building and like keep an eye out from people approaching the building, right? Like,
sure,
so we
yeah.
try to catch them before they get there.
I think these 6 are like coming up the stairs here, trying to approach as a group. And you see Bubble Gum, basically just like shoot like bubble gum, kind of like Spider-Man would with webs.
Yeah.
Like up onto the building and just like yanks herself up on it with like one pull. And
where does the gum come out of?
Like you can't tell at this point in time.
Secretes it from her skin.
Yeah, basically. Yep.
Okay.
And
look
like
at
her
it,
pores.
I'm like, I gag slightly.
Yeah. And
like,
then
wait,
Bubble Boy just kind of like makes. I think Blink probably actually just kind of like teleports up here around with Bubblegum, and then Bubble Boy creates like one big bubble around the last 4 of them, and like it starts levitating up towards the top of the building. So they have like a similar plan of like, let's just get to the top of the building and assess things.
It sounds to me like this is about to be a group fight, and we're basically going to finish off most of the opponents. So I don't know. I'm back to plan A.
Is that what you say?
I don't know. I mean, they're coming up on us with a whole team.
Well, they're not coming up on you. They're going into the building.
Them.
So they're going to the top of the building.
Yeah,
I didn't say they were attacking you.
Tell us to destroy the building.
Well, so I think
collapse the building on them.
I comms to you, Left Wing. I'm like,
wait, do we
Left
have
Wing,
comms?
what are we
I was gonna
seeing?
ask that.
I assume so, right? Well, we have our team stuff, our gear stuff, right?
I don't think you're allowed to have comms on this one. That seems like it's against the rules.
We're supposed to be individuals, right? And
Yeah.
if they give us have comms, it kind of encourages us to
I mean,
cheat.
could we bring our own?
You could just call up.
Can we just have it?
You guys should just yell. I think it's fine.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that makes sense. I say, Left Wing, what do you see?
The bubble lady and a statue guy are on the ceiling. On the roof, I mean.
I was like, that's just not a true statement. Yeah,
there's a bunch of people on the stairs behind the on the right too.
All right, you think you can play interference while we save the civilians?
Try. And I looked. I look at
Quantum.
Thank you. I say I've got a plan. They said
what was the question that you asked for assess the situation? What's the question you asked?
Basically, I was looking for a target. It was what here is useful or valuable to me. I was looking for something exploitable. Right?
Okay. Yep.
Which is why when you said 6 people, I was like, that's not what I asked. I wanted something easy.
I see.
But it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I guess I'm not really sure because I think that's probably what everybody's doing, right? I mean, that's what you guys are doing. That's probably what most people are doing is they're grouping up with
okay, but here's my question.
teams. Yeah.
Is Future Heartbeat, who wants to be the best by himself, trying to prove himself? Because I'd much rather steal points from him than anybody else.
He looks like I think you do see him. Okay. But he is kind of on his own, but the other people from his group are following him.
Okay.
So they are sticking together, but Emoticon seems to be like in front.
Sure. Okay.
If you wanna say that's them, I can move these guys.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'd rather fight against the new guys. So
yeah.
I guess wrestling would though.
Yeah. I look at her and I say, they said they could survive stuff, right? They can keep people from dying.
Yep. Yeah. If you fully unleash on them and they just disappear, I
say that to Quantum Quill.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Quantum Quill says, I guess there's only one way to test that theory.
All right. You want to fly us both up as high as you can get?
She kind of furrows her eyebrow at you and says, "Sure," and like shares the seat with you, and you like fly up.
We both get some bearings, right? And she's just
Operation Splat.
Yeah. As soon as we get
this feeling of flying reminds you of how Five Finger Fillet does it.
Yeah, I figured. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe she's even doing it the way he did it now. Like it's a little different than she would normally do it.
Yeah.
And then I'm just gonna pick, I guess, the bubblegum lady, because the teleporter guy will just teleport. And I'm gonna swap places with her.
Okay, sure. Yeah, okay. So your goal here is
I just want to drop her from like 100 stories.
So he steps off the Quantum Quill platform and then just
I literally
teleports.
Wherever she that makes sense. Actually, I think what I do is I jump off and I wait and then I do it. So she's
right.
Okay, yeah. But I think we've decided this has happened before. Where you remember you saved a civilian like that though?
Oh yeah, I remember I can
didn't die. You can choose to swap the momentum or not.
Momentum is maintained. But it doesn't really matter, right? Because the idea is that like with a civilian, I tried to swap with them like I think right before they hit the ground or something.
Yeah.
I'm doing it as high up as I can. So she'll gain her own momentum going down.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
Okay, so that would be a freak roll, right? Obviously. The problem with that is if you succeed at that doesn't mean she can't get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to put that out there.
Yeah, I mean, like no, she can't teleport. She has like bubblegum power.
No. What I mean is she is teleported if you succeed on the roll.
Yeah. Right.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not actually trying to kill her.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and find a spot. Like, what? No.
Well, I think the idea
she's gonna die, so that they teleport her.
Oh, right. You are trying to kill her so that they'll teleport
I'm trying to kill her.
Yeah, but you're not. Yeah.
I actually think I'm gonna tell her this is all like. Sorry, there isn't actually. Come on, where's the line? Yeah, there isn't actually stuff here, right? Like not real buildings at all. It's just like
I don't think so. It's probably like
a triage.
I don't know. Maybe there's like a. Yeah, it does pretend to be like a triage station, but I think there's like a like little platforms that like go down into the ground. So the idea is you would put a duplicate in there, and if it gets to the bottom safely, you score that point.
I'm trying to get over an area where she can't make a web beneath her, right, to catch herself.
Sure, yeah, okay.
Open ground.
Yeah, okay.
Because I just watch her.
Even if Spider-Man tries to shoot the web, his swing is still going to make him hit the ground, right? Yeah,
like the buildings aren't tall enough for her to swing, and if she tries to make a web to catch herself, she'll just hit the web and hit the ground anyways, right?
Sure.
Or not be able to make a web strong enough, right?
Mm-hmm. All right, go ahead and roll.
Such a big space.
That's an interesting idea. I can't promise that it will work the way you expect, though.
All right. I get a +1 to this, right? Because I'm fighting this group.
Yes.
This is the answer to my question. All right.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Heck yeah, boy.
Whoa.
Full hit. Yeah. Okay, so you swap places with her, or Quantum Quill does, or who do you swap with?
I swap places with her. So she's now where I was in the middle of the air, like 100 stories up or 100 feet up, whatever.
And Quantum Quill just moves her pieces away from.
Well, I think Leftwing just stepped off of it, basically.
Yeah, I start to fall and then I switch. So immediately, right? So I'm not going to fall 30 feet and then switch and break my legs.
Yeah. Okay, so you swap with Bubblegum.
I show up and I'm like, "What's up?"
with Blink.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and punch him, but
okay, sure, yeah. So just to resolve this, so she starts falling. Right. Bubble Boy is nearing the top of this building with his bubble of people, and he sees this happen, and he moves his bubble towards her to try and protect.
Can I steal his power?
You can absolutely try. Yeah.
Thanks. I don't want to. Sorry, I'm monopolizing everything that's happening here. I feel.
No, you're fine. This is your job, right? And we're doing other things, right? We're like, yeah.
Thanks. Yeah. I still get +1, right? Same people.
Yep.
Sick.
Okay, yeah. So you steal his power. Dang. So like, as you, as you steal it, the bubble that he was in like disappears.
Yeah. How high was he? Is he also going to fall to his death?
No, he's not going to fall to his death, but he falls to the ground and like probably like he hits hard and like maybe like rolls. Yeah. Okay. And then I definitely think Bubblegum gets out of that. No problem, actually. Yeah, she just throws Bubblegum to one of the buildings. She just reaches it out and she just yanks herself towards it and like flies through one of the windows.
Are they tall enough that she can do that without, like, if you're falling and this is a building, you stick something to it, you're just going to swing and either hit the ground anyway.
You're going to swing an arc.
Short, or you're going to splat into the wall, which I guess you said she gets through.
Or like, I don't know how she changes her momentum.
I think it's a really hard landing, but she doesn't disappear. I think she makes it. She's really good at this.
Well, so just thinking about, you have to explain the trajectory here, because if she, if this is like works like Spider-Man, she's shooting Bubblegum at the building, and then as soon as she does that, she will start to swing because her momentum is now changed. She's on a chain, and no matter what happens, she's far enough from the building because of the way the triage is like in the middle of the ground or the middle of a clearing. She will start to swing and then hit the ground before she can get to the building.
Yeah,
the arc will be long
these are short buildings, right? They're all like 1 or 2 story buildings, right?
No.
Oh, they all look like 1 or 2 story buildings. That's why
we can say that they are. Yeah, we'll just say that they are. Okay. We'll say there's taller buildings elsewhere.
If they were like 10 story buildings, then she could easily do that. But I thought these were all short buildings, so I was like, even if she hits it, she'll just hit the ground. As she swings.
Okay, yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, I'll give it to you. Yeah, okay. She splats.
Right. I mean, she doesn't, right?
Yeah, she dies. I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, she gets close to the ground, and Bubble Boy, I think, maybe like tries to reach out to like catch her, basically. Yeah. And before she like lands into the ground, she just vanishes.
But if he had caught her, he would have died too. So they both teleport.
No.
Dang it. All right. I was pushing it. I get it. Right,
okay, so then you are now right next to Blink.
Yeah, and I can't use my teleport powers because I'm stealing the other guys.
Yep. So Blink, I think, turns and you just took somebody out, so I'm just going to make a villain move. I'm just going to delete her, actually. Okay. Oh, I should not have deleted her. I should have put him back where she belonged. That's okay. Blink turns and sees you, and he. Oh, what does he say?
I look at him like, I am so glad that worked. He's like, his face is red. He's like, if she had died.
Yeah. He's like, you DC trash. And he teleports around you a bunch of times and basically encases you in ice statues of himself.
Okay.
Are they all like connected to each other?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's like a ring of ice, basically.
Yep. They're all like statues that are like holding each other, basically.
Holding each other, yeah. Right, he's holding the hand of the next statue.
And one of them is like over him too, like over the top of the other statue. So you're like completely encased, and that one is sticking its tongue out at you.
I mean, so I can see through like between his legs and stuff, right? Like, there's no way he could do it perfectly to where you can't.
It's like he's in a jail cell, basically.
Yeah. Like, or wait, it doesn't even matter. I just remember something around me and teleport to it.
Yeah, basically.
I guess. I was like, oh yeah, I gotta be able to see, but I don't.
So what exactly do you do then?
Well, let's see somebody else. I'm like, oh no,
sure. And then you're in a bunch of ice statues. Yeah. So who wants to do something next? So you guys are seeing this happen. So what are you doing in the meantime? Are you guys getting to the top of a building?
My plan was to just
seeing
run
civilians?
into the building, like on the ground floor, and just like start trying to grab civilians.
Okay. So you run in and you see a duplicity clone, maybe like I don't know, right there or something. Let me go grab her.
Hey,
gonna copy and paste her a bunch. Yeah. A duplicity. Yeah, that is trademarked. You see one there, and then I don't really have.
It took me a while to figure out how you would say that.
You also see where
duplicate is the word you're looking for, by the way.
Yeah, well, I was trying to figure out how I would make the pun of her name sound.
How do I be that right? Okay. You also see a what is it? A medium, maybe a couple medium-sized inanimate objects, and they do look like robots to you. Like they look like they're like little metal like bots basically, but they're not powered by electricity.
Constructs.
Yeah, little constructs.
Like they all have a little name tag on them. It says IO.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, yep. Yeah, that'd be funny.
So I am curious. Does Bastion come in with us? Because we could all go in together, and then I would be like, Bastion, take him out, and then I would like rush for the duplicate, right?
Yeah, I think you guys are going in together, right?
Up to you, though,
that
Jared.
Makes sense. Kind of just following you around and destroying everything in your wake.
Right.
So you two run in, and Palladium's goal is to rescue the civilian. Bastion's goal is to take out the robot things. Okay, so go ahead and
Mist and Thunder are backing us up.
Just realizing what time it is now, so we should wrap this up.
I was wondering when you're going to realize that.
I'm good to push a little if we need to. I don't know if everybody else has time, but
yeah, I'm fine.
Seeing as how there are no really ways to die, I'm going to be using the recklessly throw myself with abandon.
Yep.
Nice.
So I'm just gonna be rolling savior.
You rolling burn?
Danger. No, savior for danger to engage a threat.
Oh, I see. Yeah, okay.
Am I just rolling savior then? Is that what you're saying?
Yep. I guess you're both rolling savior. Oh yeah, Bastion full hit. Okay.
Let's go, baby.
Nice. Both full
Okay,
hits.
So Palladium, how do you rescue those duplicates?
So I have Bastion do what he needs to do to fight them, to blast them. And I'm just rushing forward and scooping her up, like just going fast, right? Using my just general, like the power armor, like stat boosts that it gives me, and just running fast and scooping her up in my arms, Princess Carrie style.
Okay. And then Bastion. So let's say you grab her, and maybe you like use this stairwell. You like B turn and try and use this stairwell to get back around to the front. And I mean, you do it. You succeed at grabbing her, right? And you stay away from these guys. So we're gonna say that you're carrying her off over here, right?
Yep.
And maybe Mist goes in to try and grab a different civilian as well.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm like, Mist. Okay, Mist, you're up, right? Like, and
yep. And then Bastion, you come in. How do you full hit? So what does that mean? Sorry.
Thunder and I are just blasting through buildings. Like we're going out of our way not to use doors. And
sure, yeah. So Caleb, you also on a 10 plus, you keep them safe and choose one. So you can also add a team to the pool, take influence over someone you protect, which doesn't work here, and or clear a condition. So I'm assuming you're just adding a team to the pool.
Yeah.
Duplicity sees you Superman carrying her, and now she thinks you're adorable. She has a crush.
No.
She's like 30, so go away.
So then,
I mean,
that hasn't stopped a bunch of teachers nowadays.
Yep.
For moving on, for Bastion, on a hit, trade blows. On a 10 plus, pick 2. So either resist or avoid their blows, which I assume you're going to pick.
Yeah.
Take something from them, create an opportunity for your allies, or impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition.
Create an opportunity for your allies. Great. Or
which one destroys them? Gets us points.
You automatically hit them, right?
You're trading blows on a hit.
Okay.
So you're
just deciding whether or not you want to get hurt or if you want anything extra.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you want anything extra at this point.
I always struggle finding the. Oh, there we go. Basic moves list. Impress, surprise, or fight in the opposition.
Who is your opposition? Because do you want to say that you're surprising or surprising other?
I lied. I want to create an opportunity for Caleb and Mist to get even more civilians.
Yeah,
sure. Yeah, maybe you like blow a hole in like this door, or like blow a hole open in like this wall, and there's just like 3 civilians in there. Let's do that real quick. This is going really well for you guys. So yeah, there's like 3 more civilians in here. They're all like sitting down at a table, and they're like putting a spoon to their mouth, but they're not opening their mouths right, and so they're like trying to eat, but they're all like, it's just like pouring all over their faces. Oh no! It's just like really.
Is there actual food?
Yeah.
I just assume they have
I guess maybe not. Yeah, it's probably just an empty bowl. Yeah, they're just pretending to eat.
Like a prop, or like a prop apple. Like, it's funny.
So you destroy these then, right? So you take them out. Oops, I almost deleted you. And then I probably Mist comes in here and grabs this one. And let's speed up this a little bit. Let's put that civilian there. Bubble Boy is just sitting here like, what is going on with my power?
That's funny.
Okay. So here's how we'll cliffhanger. Let's say Palladium, I assume you just ignore Bubble Boy since his power is gone for now.
I mean, you might as well flatten him, right? Well, I guess maybe not while you're holding duplicity, because she'll.
So you put down this duplicate clone. Are you gonna? What's your goal with Bubble Boy here? I assume you just ignore him to go back for more civilians, or
take him out.
He's asking you, Caleb, I think.
Oh, sorry, I missed something.
Yeah.
Say again.
Are you ignoring Bubble Boy after you get duplicity?
Oh
back?
Yeah, I forgot he's over there.
He doesn't have his power, so he said he's just sitting there like, why doesn't it work?
Yeah, I guess I could take him out.
Okay, so that could be your cliffhanger. Is you're like your time is up, Bubble Boy.
Yeah.
Pop the bubble. Pop the bubble.
You're in the Left Wing's in the ice statue, and then Mist is over here rescuing one of these duplicates.
Well, real quick, I think the last line we do get from Palladium is like, he puts down duplicity and like starts to step forward to go back into the building and sees Bubble Boy like kind of like trying to do his powers.
Yeah,
and I'm like right here basically, right? Like, and I have to go through him to get to the building basically. I could go around him, but instead I like step right there and I say, "You gonna get in my way, Bubble Boy?"
He's like, no. And he like steps to the side.
Yeah, I say, all right then. And then I just go for it.
he nods to you and maybe gives like a little bit of like a salute, and then goes back to like.
I do the Garwood wave.
Then the second Caleb walks away, Thunder and I bust through the wall behind him and take him out.
Well,
you're inside. There, you're inside this building. Is that seriously what your goal is? Is to run back around and?
I mean, if everything else is dead, yeah.
Okay, so
it's a waste of time to not just be constantly destroying.
Well, I figured you. Well, okay, so let's say you succeeded at this roll. So let's just say this house is like cleared now.
Yeah, cool.
And so, well, I'm trying to cliffhanger though. So you guys come back out here and you're like, we'll take out Bubble Boy. And as you do that, somebody like falls from the sky, and it's this statue guy, and he like craters, like in front of you, and then like slowly like starts to soften his like stone hardening, and then stands up and says, "I heard that your name is Bastion."
Yeah.
You stole my hero name.
That's so good. He hit enter and it was like, this name's already been taken. He's like,
and they assigned him statue instead.
That's perfect.
They just gave him a stupid name instead.
You couldn't think of anything else.
That's pretty good. That's pretty
Okay.
good.
All right. Well, we'll configure there.
Okay, that's the best thing good ever happened.
Can I?
That's pretty good.
Can I? Instead of being stuck in a box for my cliffhanger, can I try something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to try a really difficult 360 no scope. If you'll let me, can I try it?
What would that look like?
So I know where Bubble Boy is.
Okay.
I want to switch with Bubble Boy. Switch with Quantum Quill, who's still in the air. Switch with Teleport Guy, and then steal his power wise in the air. I just want to ping pong as fast as I possibly can.
Let's leave that for next time.
Okay. I was like, the cliffhanger would be him in the air, and then we find out whether or not I did it, but that's fine.
Oh, okay. Sure.
I don't want to forget that idea.
Yeah. Okay. So you swap places with Quantum Quill, who's in the air.
Well, so I don't know if Quantum Quill's still where she is. I guess maybe that would be easier. It's not as fun, but I guess
we should probably just cliffhanger on you in the cage because we'll have to figure out the exact. Because any number of those steps could fail.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I figured one roll would be. Yeah, I'd just make a harder roll or something. But
yeah, let's leave it for next time.
If I can switch with Quantum Kill, it'd be easy to remember. So
yeah. I'm trying to decide if I should give you a disadvantage to that too, which I think
I figured I'd probably not get my plus, or get like a -1/+1.
Yeah.
Cancel.
All right,
so the next
time. Real quick, anybody have end of session?
Oh yeah, end of session stuff.
Ideas?
Let's do it.
And then
let's see.
Can I give the computer influence over me?
I'm
Computer's
going to say no just because it's already your sanctuary. But the supercomputer is a character in a sense, in a manner of speaking. But I don't think this time I don't think it counts as giving influence to it because it's your sanctuary. It is a different light. It's a part of your sanctuary, so it's already a different mechanic.
Okay.
Sure.
Can we switch to the other screen? I want to see who has influence over me right now because obviously I want to grow closer to the team and get XP. But
yeah, I'm one away from leveling up.
Nice.
And I didn't fail once this session, unfortunately.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Yeah, I don't.
Well, I did, but then you helped me.
Where is?
Let's see. I already switched him.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Let's see. What are you looking for, David?
I'm just trying to decide who I can give influence to. Tracker. I actually think I might give it to Iceblade because he gave us the
that makes sense.
The secret.
That's a good idea because he's the literal only person who doesn't have influence over me.
Yeah.
Well, there's a whole bunch of other characters you just haven't really interacted with as much yet.
Yeah.
I was also gonna maybe pick Bubblegum because I almost murdered her 2 seconds into the thing.
Yeah.
But that didn't make me feel closer to the team in any way.
No, it didn't. Yeah.
That's why I picked Iceblade. But I do feel a little bad.
Yeah.
She was the litmus test for whether or not people would survive an instant death, and I feel a little bad.
Okay, yeah. So you grow closer to the team, and Iceblade gets influence on you. I think I'm gonna grow into my image. Oh wait, maybe I don't want to change my labels. I think the narratively what happened is I grew into my image of myself, but I might not want to do that. Let me check.
Yeah, I didn't want any of my labels to change either, which is why I didn't want to actually like.
Does your girlfriend have influence over you?
I don't think she does.
Oh, that would make sense.
That, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, you know what? I like that. I like that because the whole reason I treated the whole session and like I did was because of that conversation.
Yeah. I think that was a really big scene for.
That makes sense to me.
Awesome.
Okay, so boop. Put Abby on there. Yep. So then she just gets influence on me. That's the only thing that happens. Right?
Yeah.
I
think so.
How that works.
Pretty sure.
That is correct, yes. And then Bastion, are you also giving influence?
Give influence to that character and clear a condition or mark potential.
That's
so I can mark potential too.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. Yeah,
I don't think I've ever chosen that option. So, or maybe very rarely.
To clear a condition. Yeah, I don't think anybody has.
Hey guys, I still don't have an upgrade. I still did not fail a single roll this time.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we
nobody did
it, dude.
Yeah. All right, Bastion.
Yeah, I'm doing the same thing David did, and I level up off of that.
Cool. Again.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, we'll
Very cool.
end it there. I'll jump on my phone. I think might be able to talk after show for a couple minutes, but maybe not. We'll have to see.
Cool.
I got this little squirmer. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Adios.
Thanks for playing. See you.